Following presentation of the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Cardinals TV is powered by MLB. Yes, summer has arrived here in St. Louis, and so have the Cincinnati Reds. We kick off a three-game set tonight here at Busch Stadium. Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm Chip. He's Brad. Jim Hayes coming along in just a second. The Cardinals a much-needed off day yesterday, but coming into this series red hot. Great performance by Andre Palante. Hopefully Kyle Leahy could do the same in game one.
It was good. And on that note, I've been very impressed with the pitching. You look at the last 5 weeks or so, the Cardinal staff has been getting it done. The starters have been really good. The bullpen has been really good. And hopefully a trend that continues here against the Reds in a tight division.
What have you liked most about the growth of Kyle Leahy as a Cardinal starter?
Well, for me, the one thing that just stands out really is truly the pitchability. The fact that this guy has the arsenal. Now the hope is to see him be able to use it later and later in games. But you look at the numbers over his last 5, sub-3 ERA, and that's with a rough one against the Reds 2 starts ago. He gave up 5 in that outing, but Leahy has been very solid for the Redbirds.
The Cincinnati Reds come to town. They are beat up. They've had a lot of pitching injuries. Their offense is missing Elly De La Cruz, and tonight they send Brady Singer to the mound. And if there's one thing you notice about Brady, he's had trouble keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's given up 16 of them on this season, 8 of them over his last 3 starts. We do know Great American Ballpark, the ball can fly, but still, he has been homer happy, an ERA of almost 8 over his last 3. And again, a trend that you hope continues. Cardinals hitters, a few guys have seen him a lot. Hopefully they're seeing him well this evening.
And we're going to see a new face in the starting 9 tonight. A flurry of roster moves made by the Cardinals today, but we welcome back Lars Nootbaar. Jim Hayes will talk about the Cardinals outfielder's season debut and return from injury when we come back to Busch Stadium for Game 1 with the Cincinnati Reds.
I went first or third the other day in Memphis, and I'd been a little hesitant on the bases, but I thank VJ after that for doing that, because I needed to kind of get over that mental hurdle and do some of those things. And so I'm sure there'll be certain things throughout the season where, prior I'd been hesitant or whatever. I need to kind of break through those barriers. But like I said, that's going to take some time and some reps, but I'm excited about that.
Newt returns. Thomas Ajayce sent back to Memphis. Other moves, Ryan Fernandez to the IL with a back issue. Matt Swanson recalled. Swanson says he worked on his 2-strike execution and expects to be more like the Matt Swanson we saw last year. As for Newt, Chip, he said it feels good, and for him it feels like it's his opening day.
For Lars Nootbaar, and the Cardinals will battle the Cincinnati Reds. We're back in flight against our division rivals. We'll break down what's up in the Central Division when we get you back to Busch Stadium for Game 1 of our series with Cincinnati.
$100 in purchases when you activate.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com. And by your quality Ford dealers, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. It's a hot one in St. Louis. Temperatures in the mid-80s and humid, just the way we like it. And we also like a competitive division race, Brad. How about this crazy National League Central this year?
It is nuts. Everybody above 500. You look at the latest date that all teams were above 500 since '94. It has been a long time since we have seen something like this. Cardinals right now sitting at 32-28. They start the day 5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers. The division has been a fun race to this point. I think it's going to be a fun one all season long.
Cardinals have fared well against the Central. The Reds are 2-10 against divisional foes. That's a big problem for Terry Francona's club, and one we hope St. Louis can add to in Game 1 of this series. It's Kyle Leahy for the Cardinals. It's Brady Singer for the Reds. We've got baseball from Busch, and it's coming up after our final break.
Dots, sensationally seasoned pretzels.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Chevrolet, the best-selling vehicles in the St. Louis area, and by BJC Medical Group Virtual Care. Quick, convenient virtual care. Schedule now at bjc.org/virtual care. Man, it was nice to win a game against the Texas Rangers. Off day yesterday. We wrap up the homestand, Brad, with our central rivals from Cincinnati on a perfect night for a ball game at Busch.
Yeah, a little bit different environment than last time the Cardinals and the Reds faced off. Remember, a couple of rain-soaked days, had a doubleheader in the middle. The two teams split it, but a perfect evening tonight to get the weekend set off on the right foot.
I was really impressed with the way the Cardinals offense rebounded in Game 3 against the Rangers. Yes, the run and hit totals were impressive, Brad, but more so the way they approached those at-bats against the Rangers.
Well, Ali talked about one word specifically after Game 2 against the Rangers. It was execution, really lack thereof, right, for his team in Game 2. They did respond very well. They hit well with runners in scoring position, and to your point, they took what the opposition was giving you. Pitches on the outer half, you're seeing some good swings, going the other direction. They were able to manufacture pretty good ball game.
And that'd be a nice trend to continue tonight against Terry Francona's Reds, who've lost 5 of their last 7 games. They're without one of the game's most electrifying players right now, Elly De La Cruz, out with a strained hamstring. Between that and a pitching staff, Brad, that's been beat up quite a bit this season. Times are tough right now for the Reds. Despite being over 500, they're 6.5 games out of first.
Yeah, and as bad as you feel for them, Chip, and boy, you feel bad.
Of course.
Take advantage, right, while you possibly can. We'll see what the Cardinals are able to do. Now, oftentimes we know this doesn't matter. Trends really don't matter that much. It comes down to what can you do on a given day, and this is the guy that starts your momentum. It's today's starting pitcher. Today it's going to be Kyle Leahy. Leahy's making his 12th start of the season. Last time out against the Cubbies. 1 earned run over 4 1/3. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. We know the way that he attacks. Kyle Leahy, one of the reasons they liked him so much and wanted to see him in this role at this level was because of the pitch arsenal for Kyle Leahy. He's got that good fastball, the 4-seam. He'll ride it up there even harder than that. Curve slider, sinker, sweeper, and the changeup, Chip.
He struck out a career-high 8 Reds against Cincinnati at the Great American Small Park, but gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. And that's something to follow as we battle Terry Francona's Cincinnati Menard starting lineup. Blake Dunn, J.J. Bleday, the player of the month in the National League, hitting second. Steers Stewart, Nathaniel Lowe, got it right. Eugenio Suarez at third. Noelvi Marte, Tyler Stevenson, and Edwin Arroyo batting 9th.
Nice work on Lowe. You got it right for now. We'll see how it goes through the rest of the series.
What you did there, that wasn't very nice.
No, you mentioned that last outing, or 2 outings ago for Kyle Leahy against Terry Francona's Reds. Did strike out the career-high 8. You love seeing the swing and miss. Did give up 5 runs. All 5 of those happened in the 5th inning. Like it escalated so quickly for him. So that's going to be the key. He's good, really good early in ball games. Just need to see that sustained success for Kyle Leahy.
Well, he'd like a late birthday present. He turned 29 yesterday. Let's see if he has a good night tonight. The Cardinals defensively have a different look here for Game 1. No J.J. Weatherholt. Will explain why as we get this first inning underway tonight with Blake Dunn leading off. He's the Reds center fielder. Dunn at 276 on the year. That's in for a strike. Chris Conroy man's home plate duties here in St. Louis this evening. And Kyle, another strike. As always, get ahead. That's a key for any starter, but especially Leahy. There's big splits when he's ahead versus behind in the count. And to your point, efficiency. The number of times he goes through the lineup, Brad, it is a dramatic increase in opponent success.
No, it is for sure, and that's going to be part of the evolution for him is how does he best utilize that arsenal throughout, right? First time he has had a lot of success. First time through the order, a 1.82 ERA. You will definitely take that. How about second time? Great still, 2.57 ERA that third time. That's been the problem in ERA north of 14. We'll see what he does today. Hopefully he gets that chance again.
In the air into shallow center field, and Blake Dunn with a 2-strike hit gets things started for Cincinnati. So his 4th hit of the year against the Cardinals, including a walk-off hit in Cincinnati. We mentioned the different look defensively for St. Louis. No J.J. Weatherholt again tonight for the Cardinals. So it's Brian Torres getting his first start at second base. Mason Wynn at short, Gorman and Burleson your cornermen. Jimmy Crooks behind the plate. We welcome back Lars Nootbaar. His season debut comes at Busch Stadium tonight. Here's J.J. Bleday, and that's downstairs. How concerned are you about J.J. Weatherholt's absence?
Well, look, if he's just missing a couple days, you better be safe than sorry, right? The last thing you want to do for a young player in a young season is to push through it. He's dealing with a little groin issue right now, so they're definitely going to give him today. Could even give him tomorrow. We'll see what it looks like. But look, you know your ball club's a whole lot better with J.J. Weatherholt out there, but you'd rather be safe than sorry. So it provides another opportunity for somebody else to step into a role. Today it's Torres over at second base.
Line to right. Walker got a good jump, and he makes the head-high catch. Looked like he staggered for a moment. Not sure if that got lost in the lights or maybe some shirts in the upper deck, but he makes the play without too much difficulty. A hard hit ball is the first out of the inning.
I'd say right now, the way that J.J. Bleday has been going, that's a win. Hard line drive that way. He's been hitting everything.
Spencer Steer has reached base in 22 consecutive games. That's the longest active for all major league hitters. Steer, 9 homers, 23 driven in, batting .278. Leahy's gotten 5 double play balls this year. He'd love one here in the first. And Crooks snagged that. That was way off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reds, though, give them credit. They've got a speedy bunch. They get the ball in the air a lot. They've hit into just 32 double plays this year. That is the second fewest in the major leagues. And in their home park, Brad, you can understand the importance of getting the ball in the air in Cincinnati.
Yeah, a little bit different here, right? At Busch Stadium, the ball does not fly like it does in their home ballpark. So we'll see what that looks like for them today. A lot of the balls that are out there are going to die even before the warning track at this ballpark. Blake Dunn going to check on him. He's got 2 stolen bases on the year, but he's got very good speed. Elite athlete over there at first base.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Dunn, good lead. Leaning and chased back. That was close. So that's 2 throwovers for Leahy here. Let's see if the Reds try to take advantage. Most of their stolen bases have come from Elly De La Cruz. That's understandable, but he's ineligible to play in this series. So Edwin Arroyo is the young man who's been called up to play shortstop. He's going to bat 9th.
Yeah, one of their top prospects, depending on where you get your rankings, 2 or 3 in the organization.
Good stop by Jimmy Crooks. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Be interesting to see too against Crooks behind the plate if teams will run. He's got a very good arm back there. Teams have been reluctant to run on Pedro Pajes. He's been gunning people down. Herrera's had his struggles throwing out some base runners.
Dunn kept inching away from the first base bag, didn't take off. Now with the 2 throwovers and a full count for Leahy, let's see if he's going here in the first inning of play.
Well, you see that Kyle is really trying to make sure he gets on top of that sweeper. A couple of pitches, the one to Dunn, sweeper stayed up. The change up to Bleday stayed up. So he's really working on getting those at the bottom of the zone.
Dunn goes, pitch low, ball 4, 2 on, 1 out, and Sal Stewart making a bid for Rookie of the Year has 2 ducks on the pond here in the first inning. Stewart was hitless against the Cardinals in Cincinnati, but still an impressive start for this young man. Among rookies, leads him in homers, RBIs, slugging, and total bases. One ball, no strikes. That catches a corner. A ball and a strike. Leahy's 16th pitch in the opening inning. He is ripped straight back to the net. Good cut at that, 95 miles an hour. It's now 1-2 again.
Well, it's a great time after that to be able to bury one of those breaking balls against the righties. He goes to that sweeper a lot. I think even the big curveball after a high four seam could work at the bottom of the zone here against Stewart.
Reds have scored 38 runs in the first inning this year. That's been their most productive inning. In 2026, they've got 2 aboard here, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count is forthcoming. The Cincinnati first baseman Sal Stewart awaits that.
Well, you think 4-hole hitter with some power, you generally think not a fast guy. Not going to be an easy guy here in Stewart to double up.
Rifle toward right. Walker is going to dive. Can't get it. That's behind him and up against the wall. 1-run scores. Steer around third. The Cardinals will not be able to cut it off with Mason Wynn. And Sal Stewart drives in 2 in the first inning. It's 2-0 Cincinnati.
Well, after missing with the changeup down and away on the pitch prior, came back with the 4-seam fastball, 95, but center cut, and he is not going to miss that one. Jordan gives it everything that he's got, but this one finds its way to the gap with the couple of runs in now for the Reds.
So the DH is Nathaniel Lowe. He's got 9 homers, 25 driven in.
One of those 9 against Kyle Leahy. That was 2 starts ago for Kyle, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning.
So Kyle's gotten to 2 strikes on 3 of the first 4 hitters, and has been able to finish off just 1 of them, and trails 2-zip. That ball hit high in the air toward right. Long run Walker to the warning track, and he's going to catch that. Stewart will tag, and he's going to move up 90 feet. So Lowe hits it a long way. Walker's in a track meet by himself in right field. There's your second out, and Eugenio Suarez the batter. So as Brad mentioned, 87 pitches for Kyle against Cincinnati, and 8 strikeouts, a career high. But he's down 2 here in the first inning, and ready for Suarez, who's trying to catch Barry Larkin on the all-time home run list as a Red. Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer, 198 homers with Cincinnati. Suarez, 193. And 4 this season. Big run to cut off at third base here with 2 outs. And now Kyle ready for his 0-2. It's poked into left. It's going to hang. It's going to drop in front of Newt. And Suarez with a 2-strike hit makes it 3-0.
Well, the swing and miss that was there with the 8 strikeouts last time against the Reds has been elusive to this point. Take a look at this one from Leahy. It is pretty good pitch, just one hand somehow drops this into left field.
So 3 2-strike hits in the first inning for the Reds. And that brings up Noelvi Marte, who was called up Wednesday from Louisville, the Cincinnati AAA affiliate. Marte was tearing it up down there.
I was going to say he was swinging it really well, hitting .369 in his 40-game stint this time. It's his second stint back up in the big leagues with the Reds this year.
Two balls, no strikes. There's a good breaking ball.
Well, that might end up being one that he goes to more. That time the curve ball. More depth to that one. Definitely did not pick it up.
So a long first inning for Leahy, facing his 7th batter. He's closing in on 30 first inning pitches. Word travels fast. The Reds runners who score passing along the scouting report. And a liner to second. And Torres intercepts that to retire the side. We welcome back Lars Nootbaar to the big leagues tonight. Cincinnati strikes for 3 in the top of the first. Well, there's a sight for sore eyes. Good to welcome Lars Nootbaar back to the top of the Menard starting lineup for the Cardinals. He'll bat first in place of J.J. Weatherholt. Then it's Herrera, Burleson, Walker. Brian Torres starting at second. He's in the middle of the attack with Mason Wynn, Nolan Gorman, Jimmy Crooks, and Victor Scott bringing up the rear against Brady Singer, who's been scuffling for Cincinnati. Fans have waited a long time to break out their Newt.
Yeah, it's about time. I can't wait to see what Tarp's off ends up doing with the Nootbaar. They're going to have some fun with that, especially if he does what Cardinals hope and Newt hopes he's going to do. Oh, this guy has been an on-base machine, has plenty of pop, no stranger to the leadoff spot.
And that one ricochets off Stevenson's glove, and Nootbaar ahead in the count.
Well, look at the numbers on the season. 12th start here for Brady Singer. He has had his struggles, that's for sure. ERA north of 6. Home runs have been an issue.
On the ground towards short. Arroyo's got it. Double clutch. Throw. And into the dugout.
Maybe a little bit of a youthful mistake right there. That's going to be a base hit and an error on the throw. Lars Nootbaar takes one of those Brady Singer sinkers in the hole, the quick bobble, and then made the throwing error. A little souvenir city over there for the Cardinals dugout.
So Ivan Herrera's next. That throw almost picked off Chris Conroy. He got out of harm's way in a hurry.
Chris Conroy moves like a ninja. Okay, he's never in harm's way. Harm is always in his way.
Good point. There's the strike. So yes, once again, we have battling Chris Conroys here at the ballpark in St. Louis.
I like our chances today. Always good. Can't get too many CCs.
Ever wonder if our Chris Conroy on the road on an off day finds out who the umpires are and finds out where the umpiring crew is dining and goes and takes his dinner reservation?
That would be a great way to do it. It would be a very good one to do. I think you could just do that in general, couldn't you? You don't even have to have the same name. When was the last time somebody checked your ID for a reservation?
Good point. Chopper foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Maybe they will now that we say that.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You broke the code for the rest of America.
Conroy, party of 8. That was me. Here I am. Mr. Conroy. Don't have to say it again, please.
Single and an error has Nootbaar in scoring position for Herrera. And on the ground, Newt's going to try for third. Arroyo's throw is going to be in time. So that makes up for the error. Nootbaar out, first out at third in the first inning.
Yeah, just a bad decision right there by Lars Nootbaar, being too aggressive. Cardinals pride themselves on being aggressive, but also smart on the base pass. Generally, when that ball is in front of you, you want to read it. I think that he thought Arroyo was playing him back a little bit further than he was, but easy pickings for him at third base.
So Herrera trades places on the base paths with Newt. He's at first, 1 out. And Alec Burleson is next. Burley riding a 4-game hit streak. He's had a nice homestand. 8 hits, and he's knocked in 7 runs. Cards won a series against the Cubs, dropped a series to Texas, so we're 3-3 on this longest homestand before the All-Star break. Burleson's hit a homer against Brady Singer before. He's 3 for 8 in his career head-to-head. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, Bradley, what's your Toyota key for the Cardinals to come back tonight?
Yeah, here against Brady Singer, the key to the game is get it up, Chip. That is the key. He's been giving up homers left and right. Look, Singer can be a problem when he's pounding the bottom. Sinker, slider, just like that, okay? You got to be able to get him up. That's where you're going to hurt him. 16 home runs, Chip, on the season. 16 of them.
And 11 in the last 5 games.
8 in the last 3. I mean, they have been punching in bunches, so get it up and see if you can pound that thing.
2-2 is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Walker waits on deck. Tons of room down the left field line for Burley. And he let that ball travel. He took a shot that way and fouled it off. This guy has really good bat-to-ball skills. He can hit any pitch anywhere. Let's see if he can barrel something here on the 7th pitch of this sequence.
Well, he's not going to be afraid to go the other way, too, if he tries to pitch him on the outer half. Good look at it there. That was the sinker. Wide open left side.
Lots of room in right center for Alec, too, with another 3-2 count. Herrera, very short lead. The pitch is hammered to the right side and past Steer. Herrera on his way to third. Ball cut off. Burleson has another hit, and the Redbirds are in business. They'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Chip, you were just talking about how fast the hands are here of Alec Burleson. Shows him off. He got a sinker. This is 91. It's on the outer half, but gets the head to it. Able to turn on it. A hot shot off his bat. One that Steer looked like he almost got to. Couldn't quite snag it. First to third, good base running.
So first and third for Walker, the Cardinals' home run leader. Things didn't start very well for Jordan against the Rangers, but they picked up dramatically in the last game for the Cardinals. And he had 2 homers against Cincy, drove in 7 in that 2-game series. 1 game washed out.
Yeah, that was quite the doubleheader for Jordan Walker. That was a day after his birthday. Nice present to himself. You know, when somebody doesn't get you something you want, you just go do it yourself.
And look how carefully Singer's pitching him, understandably so. 3 balls, no strikes. But you got Torres waiting on deck, and he debuted against the Reds. That's a pretty nifty list for Jordan Walker. Three balls and a strike. Center cut, full count. Walker does have a first inning home run this year. One tonight would tie it up. And he's got power to all fields, as you know. Wind blowing out towards center. Ever so slightly, and we'll take time for a moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be really surprised if Singer goes back inside with that sinker. Went in. He knew that Walker was kind of looking away, looking for a fastball specifically. I still think 3-2 with a base to give, albeit second. I think he goes back to the slider down.
Instead, center cut sinker. And Walker is down on strikes. 2 fastballs right down the middle, and Walker couldn't pull the trigger. 2 out.
Well, Jordan was thinking along with me. I don't suggest it. That was
You ain't lying.
That was a good fastball away. Sinker pulled it back.
Here's the Reds defense. We've already seen Edwin Arroyo. Sal Stewart had him played too low at first. Blade, Dunn, and Marte left to right in the outfield. Here's Torres. Brian, an unforgettable day in Cincinnati. 11 years in independent ball and the minor leagues. He hit a homer in his first major league game for the Cardinals. And Singer a strike. It's 1-1. Something to keep in mind as you watch Singer pitch tonight. We know about the Cardinals how the top 4 hitters have really been the engine that drives the offense this year. For Singer, Brad, it's the top 3 hitters that have done the most damage for him for all of the opponents he's faced in rotation for the Reds.
And we'll see if the Cardinals' top 3 will be able to get him. 2 of the first 3 with hits off of him.
This one dribbled towards second, and the flip to first is not in time. Stewart came off the bag. Torres ruled safe. Herrera scores. Cincinnati, I think, is going to take a look at this. Stewart says, I held the bag.
Well, Stewie's walking it off, but everybody else says not so much. He feels pretty confident. We'll take a look at it. Don't know if we'll see it from this angle or not.
Cincinnati's challenging a safe call first base.
I don't know. Tough to say from that angle. I'm sure we'll get another look at it.
Ben May, the first base umpire, had a great look at the
there.
perfect angle. Let's see from camera on the first base side. You see the arch of his foot on the dirt.
Yes.
Are the cleats touching the bag? At any event, the call on the field is safe.
So to your point, where Ben May was, he would have been able to see daylight. I mean, he's right there on the line seeing through it, but I don't know if the replay center will end up having the same exact look.
So the rule is clear and convincing evidence to overturn. Shall we say it's been an interesting first inning for Stewart. Ball sails over his head into the dugout, and then he's ruled to be off the bag on a routine ground out, which would be the final out of the inning.
You can see it there in the top right, going over this play, and at the bottom right, trying to slow it down, seeing every single angle, but Stubby's talking it over with Ollie over there, telling him what he saw.
So it's either going to be the final out of the inning or the Cardinals will have a 2-out run. And if the call does stand, it'll be an E4, which would be the second error of the inning for the Cincinnati up the middle defense.
I don't know about you. I kind of thought that Steer was going to try to just tag Burleson on that play. That could have been the easier play in front of him.
So a lengthy review in New York.
I would think probably good news that it's taking this long from a Cardinal standpoint. It's hard to see an angle from what, at least the few angles that we've seen, that can say anything definitively overturning. And now you'd say the exact same thing if the call were the other direction.
Lance Barksdale and Doug Eddings are the umpires in charge of review for our game in St. Louis. And it looks like the verdict is in.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Cincinnati will lose their challenge.
Stewart can't believe it.
Yeah, Chip, I got this. I think he said, what? What? And Terry's going to go talk it over. He said, I've seen this, saw it on the board.
So they're going to change the call to E3. A run is in. I believe Francona's ejected for coming out and arguing after the review. And St. Louis is on the board thanks to 2 errors by the Cincinnati defense here in the first inning. And now we've got runners at first and second, 2 outs, and Mason Wynn.
Well, Stewart over there definitely baffled. He believes that he got there again. Couldn't see another angle where could confirm or deny either way that that call was made, but one where Cardinals take advantage of it there. They get a run. Really need to be able to take advantage of this. You got still 2 ducks on the pond. I know you got 2 outs, but this would be a big momentum shifter.
Mason's hit a homer. He's knocked in 3 runs on the homestand. Starting to pepper that right center field gap more frequently. That would be a welcome result here in a crazy first inning. 3-1 Cincinnati. And Wynn takes inside, ball 3. Gotta wonder what the effect of Singer is here. He had to wait through that review for 5-6 minutes or so. It's a hot, muggy night. You see how flushed his face is in the first. And 4 straight, loads him up for Nolan Gorman.
Now, this is not the start that he was looking for. Thought he was going to be out of some trouble.
This is what Nolan did on Tuesday against Texas.
Well, it was great to see. First of all, he needed this swing of the bat right here. But where he hit this home run, his 7th of the season, to me, super encouraging. Going the other way, we talked about it already. Singer has had the issues when it comes to the long ball. Definitely having some trouble there. A guy that can hurt you badly, especially if you miss with one of those sinkers. It gets elevated. Brady's trying right now to walk it off, take his time. We'll see how the veteran attacks Gorman now.
Burleson at third, Torres at second, Wynn at first. The last 2 base runners reach without benefit of a hit. Gorman 81 career homers with the Cardinals. Will take a hit of any kind here with 2 outs. And you saw Matt Tracy stride out of the Reds dugout. He's the acting pitching coach. Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, has left the Reds team for a personal leave of absence. All the way to the backstop. Late break Burley, but he's going to score standing up. And Singer, after the error, is imploding. He's thrown 6 straight balls, and the Cardinals have scored their 2nd run.
Man, that was a sinker that was just overcooked. Tried to be either perfect with it or tried to do too much, but ends up yanking it way into the other batter's box. Stevenson can't stop it, and the Cardinals are able to take advantage of some of these mistakes.
So a hit gives you the lead. It's 3-2 Cincinnati. The tarps off kids were yelling ball 6. That one dropped in though to end that. 2 balls and a strike. Singer has not thrown strike 1 to a Cardinals hitter yet. He's pitched behind, and Gorman helped him out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They got somebody playing catch in a big hurry in the Reds bullpen. It's the first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss and a sweeper, and that will retire the side. The Reds gift wrapped a couple of runs for the Cardinals. What was a 3-0 game is now 3-2 after a wild opening inning at Busch Stadium.
Discipline that delivers.
MLB Plus is new for this season. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, Game Day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Well, I hope you caught your breath after that very entertaining first inning. It's 3-2 Cincinnati as Kyle Leahy faces Tyler Stevenson, the Reds catcher. 4 homers, 17 driven in for Stevenson, who's batting 187. If you just joined us, Terry Francona ejected after arguing a confirmation of a call on the field during replay. The 55th time Francona's been ejected. Terry, I know you're watching the game tonight. You're closing in on Bobby Cox, who had 162.
Yeah, almost there. 107 more. I did the math. Check it for me, Chip.
I think you're right.
Nailed it.
Terry Francona now 1 ejection behind Sparky Anderson, another former great Red and Tiger manager. That would be 19th all time. Stevenson cracks that to right. Walker retreats. Plenty of room at the 375. And there he is, out number 1. Well, a reset for Leahy. You can live with a 1-0 deficit at this point. He gets the 8th place batter. Now Edwin Arroyo, the young man trying to fill the very capable shoes of Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. He made his big league debut on Monday for Cincinnati. He too had a great run at AAA. Hit .323 and led the International League in hits at the time of his recall.
Yeah, pretty impressive resume for the 22-year-old.
Another shot scatters the Cardinals in the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, stay on your toes over there today. A lot of action going that direction.
Big swing, didn't get it. A changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Take a look at this one from Leahy. That's a pitch that he's been working on. Good tumbling action.
Arroyo was born in Puerto Rico and came to Florida for his senior season of high school baseball and was originally a Seattle Mariners draft pick. In July of 2022, Seattle traded Arroyo, Noelvi Marte, and 2 others for Luis Castillo. That's another one of those deals that's helped both clubs. Another full count. And that one didn't stick. Crooks took some punishment. We'll try again. That'll be the challenge for the Cardinals the rest of this season. Leahy tonight's gotten to 2 strikes a lot. How can they continue to refine their arsenal to finish batters off, get some swing and miss?
Well, and that's one thing that's been very promising as of late. And when I say late, really, I mean the last 30 games. Seeing more of that. Seeing more of that in general from the Cardinals pitching staff. More of that swing and miss. Certainly been seeing it out of the rotation with May, Liberatore. But you look at the Cardinals pitching overall over the last 30. The whiff percentage has gone up by 5%. The chase percentage has gone up. Strikeouts have gone up. And ERA for Dusty Blake's crew is down. First 30 games, they had a 4.75.
That's lined into right field. Another 2-strike hit for the Reds. All of them have come with 2 strikes. And the leadoff man, the second place hitter is on with 1 out. So let's check out our BJC Healthcare difference maker. Let's see how Kyle goes about getting strike 3.
Well, there you go. Talking about some of the swing and miss as of late. Getting more of it with the 4-seam, more of it with the slider and the sinker since May 4th. The sweeper, not as much, has backed off of that.
Blake Dunn single to start the game, and Kyle misses outside.
But I think that's very important too, as teams face you or just anybody sees you. There's video out, there's tendency out. Guys are going to know what you lean on. They're going to know in those counts that you like to lean on, let's say the sweeper, so you have to be able to mix it up. That's where having the bigger arsenal works.
That's hit to right. Walker retreats a step for 3 and settles beneath. 2 outs. We were talking before the game too. It's such a different game in so many ways, most of all technology, and how young players, when they get to the big leagues, don't have the luxury of a 2 or 3 week period where nobody knows what you can or can't do. There is information on everything immediately, and teams are really good at exploiting that.
There is for sure on both sides, right? There's no such thing as a hitter that comes in and be like, well, let's see if he can hit a fastball. Yeah, he can. He got to the big leagues. He can hit a heater. They already know where your weaknesses are from a pitching standpoint. They already know where your tendencies are, what you're the most comfortable with, what you throw in every single count. I mean, all these things are there. So having the ability and the knowledge to be able to flip that during a game, and that's you leaning on your preparation, you leaning on your catcher, certainly in the preparation that you put in before the game.
So again, Kyle's doing a good job of getting to 2 strikes. He's way ahead of the player of the month, J.J. Bleday, who's hit 10 homers in 33 games. That's the 3rd fastest a Red has done that since 1900. And this one launched toward left center. Nootbaar, a long run. He's going to get there. Nootbaar look good. His first chance in left. And no trouble for Leahy. Gives up a hit. Nothing else. We got a one-run game. We're in the home second.
TV.com.
Bottom two in St. Louis. Cardinals down by 1 run. Joined by Cardinals pitching coach Dusty Blake. So obviously a better inning for Leahy. What'd you see from him?
Yeah, really good to see him go out there and get a 0. You know, the first was tough. He did a good job getting to 2 strikes. Some of the execution with a couple guys, he'd probably want those back. And then the other side, like, he did make a couple pitches, and they did a good job battling with him. So he'll go out there and keep competing. But I like how aggressive he's being in the zone, and I like how well he's getting to 2 strikes.
What are the challenges for a young pitcher that has a lot of pitches to navigate a lineup a second, maybe third time?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we'll come in with a plan knowing we need more than one way to execute and beat somebody. So kind of looking how that first time through goes. 1, did we execute? 2, if we feel like we did, still didn't get the result we want, we've got our second and third options that we know we can go to. So really just being able to stay ahead of those things. Obviously plan ahead during these half innings where we can look ahead, who's coming up, what we did last time, what they've seen and what they haven't.
Red Thompson brought up something. He said we're getting more swing and misses of late. What's behind it?
I mean, yeah, we've got a young group that's continuing to evolve, obviously, so we hope we continue to push the envelope. Some of it's execution. Really, some of it's just how often we're getting into 2-strike counts. We did a much better job over the last month getting ahead. We have a much higher ratio of pitches with 2 strikes versus pitches behind in the count, and a lot of that's just their aggression on the mound and being able to go out there and attack. So I would give that the most credit.
Last thing, how much of a luxury is it to have Hunter Dobbins out there who can give you length?
Yeah, man, 6 pitches out of the pen, up to 98. That's with some pretty nasty stuff. Yeah, you can't complain about that. You don't see a lot of guys coming in with 6 pitches after the 5th inning. For him to be able to do that in upper 90s, I think creates some challenges for any lineup.
Thanks for the chat.
Awesome, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Chip.
Thank you, Jim. Always great to hear from Dusty Blake, and we'll see if Hunter Dobbins is in play tonight or at some other point in this series after a magnificent outing in relief against Texas.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and it is nice to have a weapon like that. Not only that has the stuff that he does, but it has the ability to just close out a game, right? You give you the last 4 innings. That's what he was able to do against the Cubbies last time out.
That was my mistake. I was about to say against the Cubs. And we have a challenge. Looks like we will. Tyler Stevenson thinks that pitch was a strike.
Catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. We talk all the time about how umpires know strike zones. Catchers do too. Look how close this one was.
Woo! Pitches the ball. Cincinnati has 1 challenge left.
Less than a 1/10 of an inch. Wow.
I mean, that's about as close as you're going to get right there. Him and Stewart are both like, well, I don't like technology. It's stupid.
And that's outside, ball 3.
That is a lot of ABS challenges won, 32 of them.
And there's a start. Victor draws a base on balls. That's, I think, a really encouraging sign, Brad. He hasn't walked an awful lot, and he can't use his speed if he's not standing at first. Well, here's a chance to do that.
Yeah, it's a necessity. And see if they can keep pouring on with Singer right here. We told you, man, the veteran, he's in his 7th year. Singer is a guy that he's been through ups, been through downs. Lars Nootbaar did start this with a single and then an error.
Made a nice running catch. Victor takes off on a breaking ball. The throw skips to second and waylaid. 8th stolen base for Victor Scott.
Why not be on the move early, putting the pressure on? Nice jump, head down running, dives in front of it. Solid job there by Vic of holding the bag also. It's an awesome look from Dirtcam.
No balls and a strike. So the bottom part of the Cardinals' orders reached on an error and 2 walks.
These pitches call the ball. Catcher's challenging.
And another challenge.
Yeah, I think he got this one right. That looked to be a strike at the bottom of the zone for Singer and Stevenson.
Pitch and strike. Cincinnati has 1 challenge left.
So that flips the count to 0-2 for Lars Nootbaar, who hit .257 on his extended rehab in the minor leagues. Wheels look good. He got down the line in good shape in the first inning. Ran into an out that frame. And just made a nice catch in the outfield. That's going to get the runner to third. And the throw is in time. 2 men out. Ivan Herrera is your batter. Herrera reached on the fielder's choice. That was the ground ball that Newt tried to advance to third on, and he was thrown out 6-5. 3-2 Cincinnati. They've out hit us 4-2, but the Reds have committed 2 errors already in the game. They play Ivan pretty much straight up. There's some room between the first baseman Stewart, who's way off the bag, and Steer, who's pretty close to the second base bag.
Well, Chip, you talked about the muggy night, man. It is a hot one. A laborious first inning there by Singer.
Slowly hit towards short. Arroyo's got it, and his throw on the money. And Stewart made sure that his foot was on the bag. I'm sure Ben May appreciated that. 3-2 your score. We head to the third inning.
Right there with you.
Meet Cardinals legends with alumni experiences. Fans at bat, Cardinals conversations, and Turn 2 with Ozzie create memories you'll never forget. Details at cardinals.com/alumni. Third inning, 3-2 Cincinnati. Spencer Steer, Sal Stewart, and Nathaniel Lowe coming up for the Redlegs. .46 pitches for Leahy in the first 2 innings. And he walks Steer, and that cost him the second run of the opening inning. Kyle's thrown just about everything in the arsenal, and he's distributed everything pretty equally.
I think is been watching along the way, and you heard Dusty talk about some of these 2-strike pitches like we've talked about. It just comes down to putting them where you want to. Some execution at the bottom. Executes there with a sinker down and away.
On the ground, left side. Gorman's got it. And a good throw. Nice comeback. Leahy was behind 3-0, and he gets Steer to roll over. So the leadoff man retired for the second straight inning. And Sal Stewart is next.
Well, Stewart doubled in his first at bat. He brought in Dunn, brought in Steer. As you look at the highest ground ball percentage in baseball, the Cardinals tied for third with the Giants. Been able to lean on their defense. It has been a hallmark of this ball club over the years is they play good defense. They're in tight games. Might as well use that good defense behind you. You got a Gold Glover at shortstop. Love seeing Mason Wynn busy on the field.
And we're all big fans of the Giants today. They clobbered the Cubs 18-3 today at Wrigley Field. The Giants hit 7 home runs.
Jeez.
Matt Chapman had 2 of them, including a grand slam, and drove in 8.
Have a day, Matty.
Not bad at all. A ball and 2 strikes for Sal Stewart, who doubled home 2 runs in the first inning. Stewart having a terrific rookie year. The pitch in the air. That ball is golfed towards center, and Victor cuts it off. Another hit with 2 strikes. All of them, all 5 for Cincinnati.
Well, this one here from Leahy to Stewart, it's down, but it's still on the plate. I mean, this is right down the middle, just bottom of the strike zone. He goes down. You know he's going to be aggressive there with 2 strikes.
Well, Nathaniel Lowe is next. The Rays, Rangers, Nationals, and Red Sox. Nathaniel stops in the big leagues. Went to Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia. Started his college career at Mercer University. Then to St. John's River State College. Then Mississippi State.
Also started his big league career by going by the name of Nate. Mom said, not what I named him. It's Nathaniel. I can argue with Mom. Nathaniel up. 2-0 count.
Pitch is rolled foul at first. Lowe, world champion with the Rangers. Silver Slug Award winner. Won a Gold Glove 3 years ago. He's had a nice career. 30 years young is Nathaniel Lowe. Lifetime 264 average.
Pretty good pickup for this club, right? Able to bring this guy in. Having the season that he's having already, showing off some of the power numbers, some leadership. A guy that has been a part of a winning team. Helps you really build a culture. Certainly you have a manager that has a winning pedigree and a great culture builder.
Win up the middle for Lowe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball smashed off the netting. Oh, and an unfortunate bounce for the attendant. She all right? She gave thumbs up. That bounced off the net and got her in the back.
She thumbs up. She's a gamer down there. Way to knock it down.
In the air center, Victor retreats, still going, still going, still going. At the wall, just enough room. Lowe hit it high and deep and almost out, but he's the second out of the inning. Six outs in the air for Leahy. In the first 2 2/3 innings, here's Suarez. He drove in a run. That one-handed 2-strike single to left played the third and final Cincinnati tally.
Yeah, that was another one of those 2-strike hits. That was a really good pitch. I mean, there have been a few in this ball game where Leahy has wanted back with 2 strikes. I'm not sure that was one of them. It was very fortunate of Suarez to be able to somehow get wood to it.
Suarez last year with Arizona and Seattle, a monster campaign. 49 home runs. That's the second time he's had a 49 homer season. His first came with the Reds back in 2019. He drove in 118, I should say, and scored 91. Reds would love similar production this year, but only 16 ribbies for him on this season. Pretty good pitch, but called a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Suarez missed 25 games with a left oblique strain. That's why his numbers are lower than you'd expect. And he was thinking about hitting that to Big Mac land. Came up empty, and here we are again with a 2-2 count.
All right, let's see which direction Leahy goes here. Last time it was that bigger sweeper. It was down and away to try to get him. He was able to extend. I think you can elevate again with that fastball. He's got plenty of swing and miss in his game. Went with the curveball instead. He's got some pretty good feel for that. His misses with those have been down under the zone.
And you're right about swing and miss for Suarez. 190 or more strikeouts in 3 seasons, and he had 1 year of 189 of them. But the trade-off, the enormous power and run scoring ability.
Yeah, I would say a lineup can absolutely handle a guy that does that. When you hit the home runs, you can handle the swing and miss.
Leahy looking for his first strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he's got it. Suarez couldn't connect on a changeup. Righty changeup. A nice way to end the Reds' third. Cardinals come up with Burleson, Walker, and Torres. We got a 1-run game against the Reds.
Good things come.
From the Field of Finance, the steeple patch on every Cardinals jersey represents more than a logo. It's a symbol of strength, strategy, and success. From investment banking to wealth management, Stifel helps clients pursue their financial goals. Chip and Brad with you from the ballpark. Kyle Leahy is competing tonight. He's down 1 and turns things over to the heart of the order in the Cardinals' third. It starts with Burley, who unloads deep to right, and ambush will tie this game. Jim, what do we talk about? Our key to the game here against Brady Singer. Get it up. Well, that fastball was up in the zone. Alec Burleson was ready for it. His 8th of the season, the 17th allowed by Singer. He didn't wait around. He's got the home run chain celebration working in the dugout. The Cardinals have come all the way back and tied this one up. A 5-game hit streak for the Cardinals first baseman. Now Jordan Walker is next.
Well, very evident the approach right there. He was ready early for that fastball, wanted to attack. He did, and tied this thing up.
Alec's last homer was May 19th against the Pirates, and this one a long way.
That's exactly what you want to see. We've talked a lot about his ability to hit the ball at the top of the zone. Again, that was up above the zone. That was not a strike, but for him, his zone is different. He gets to that ball so well.
So the Redbirds power up in the third inning. Singer turns it loose, and Walker shoots it to the right side. Steer gives ground. Long throw, and that's going to cost him. Infield hit for Walker.
Well, it's one of those things in Jordan Walker's game. We talk so much about the prolific power that he has. I think we undersell the speed at times. He's able to leg this thing out easily. Ground ball to the right side. You had Steer shaded up the middle.
So a chance to take the lead here. Torres shows bunt, and Bryant takes a strike. He reached on E3. That was the Sal Stewart called at first. He was ruled off the bag by Ben May, and the Cardinals got 2 runs out of it. Pitch. A shot softly toward left, but that'll carry out Tuplade. No trouble. There's the first out of the St. Louis third, and Mason wins your batter. So Mason comes up with Walker aboard at first. Let's check out our Bet365 betting update tonight. Mason Wynn looking for his 2nd hit of the season against Cincinnati, and his 7th hit on the homestand. Tarps off crew continues to grow in the bleachers above the Cardinals bullpen. They were roaring a second ago, and Alec Burleson led off with a homer.
This group's been bringing it each and every night.
Walker, a huge jump, and he'll steal second standing up. 9th stolen base for Jordan.
Take a look at this jump that he gets. That is having a tell on a pitcher. They knew a tendency, they knew timing, and they took advantage of it. Now let's see if they can get him in. 2-0 count with a runner at second.
Cardinals so far tonight are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. For St. Louis to get where they want to go, Brad, they've got to cash in a lot more of these opportunities than they have been. Chance here for Mason.
Well, and that's something too in these spots. I definitely agree with you. You also know that pitchers are going to lean on their best stuff. They're going to lean on their toughest breaking ball. Oftentimes that means they're going to be going away from you. And as you mentioned earlier, one of the biggest adjustments this club made in Game 3 against the Rangers was they were taking advantage of that. They were going the other direction. I think that has to be the thought process oftentimes, is going the other direction, going up the middle.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Mason pulled off that sweeper and is down on strikes. Third, make it 4th punch out for Singer. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's Gorman. He struck out his first time.
Well, that's exactly what the veteran Singer did. Chevy pitch track, leaned on that sweeper, went away. Look, this season has not gone the way that he has wanted it to. Giving up home runs left and right, ERA north of 6. He's trying to take it on the chin and move on.
Off-speed stuff fooled Gorman his first time up. And a slider has him behind in the count. Not to belabor the point, but the numbers are what they are. The Cardinals entered play today at .224 with runners in scoring position and a .305 on base percentage. A lot of Singer's troubles have come against left-handed batters. He's given up 2 hits and a homer to Alec Burleson. 9 homers to left-handed batters in the last 6. As that one finds the mark, a ball and 2 strikes. Room between Suarez and Arroyo on the infield left side. Straightaway and deep in the outfield. The pitch. Cardinals have come back from a 3-0 deficit to tie the game. And Gorman down on strikes for the second time. Singer with back-to-back punch-outs. Alec Burleson in scoring position in the batter's box. He hammers the first pitch of the 3rd inning into the Cardinals bullpen. His 8th long ball of the season. And after 3, we're tied at 3.
Gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some minnows.
You're watching Cardinals TV presented by Bet365. There's Jimmy Crooks. He's in the crouch as Kyle Leahy tries to navigate his way through the 4th inning. And that'll help. A first pitch ground ball to short. And there's your first out. Jim Hayes, the Cardinals made a flurry of roster moves to bring Jimmy Crooks to the big leagues. He appears to be a different kind of player.
Yeah, he told me that the adjustment to the bigs and getting in sync with the starting staff has been easy because it's a group project. He said each pitcher has an idea of how they want to attack. Each catcher, and they got 3 of them, has their own things that they look for. And of course, Dusty has a game plan. Chip, he said, we just combine all our notes together and figure out the best way to attack and try to figure out what will work.
Collaborative effort. You love that. You lean on each other. You learn from each other. It helps having very good leaders. Certainly have that with the coaching staff. Have that with Pedro Pajes as well. It was a good way. And I was always a big fan of group projects in general.
Yeah, really?
Way more fun. Especially when you have smart kids.
I was going to say, were you the one that sat back and let everybody
do? No sit back. Okay?
90% of the work.
Everybody has a role to play in these group projects. Some are more important than others.
I was going to say, it sounds like yours was to say, hey, Sally, you do that.
You're doing great.
Bill, you do that. Tony, you do that. And I'll evaluate the end product.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody that can put together a project to me. And like a hype man, I'm here to tell you how good you're doing. Look at you go. Like that's a really good presentation. Now let's put it all together.
Have you gotten to the school project part of your life with your kids?
Some of them. They've had a few, and they do a really good job actually of doing these things on their own, especially if their teachers are watching.
Torres handles that one cleanly. There's the second out. So Leahy all of a sudden, after a shaky first inning, has given up just 2 hits since, and he has a chance for a 1-2-3 4th inning. It's been said a million times in our sport, as a pitcher, if you're going to have a bad inning, let it be the first and give your offense a chance to come back.
Well, and that's an oddity for Leahy. Leahy had a sub-1 ERA in the first inning heading into this one. He ran into the trouble, right? Had the leadoff single, had a walk, had the double, just left some pitches up. We'll see what he's doing here. He's got 73 pitches. Told you his numbers 3rd time around. He has struggled. That will be hopefully next inning that he'll get the opportunity in the 5th, but 3rd time around, a 14.46 ERA. The only way to cure that is to get more bites at the apple.
28 of those 74 pitches in the first inning. 2 balls and a strike. Edwin Arroyo, the 9th place hitter for the Reds. In the Cardinals' 4th, we'll have Crook, Scott, and Nootbaar. 8, 9, and 1 coming up for Ollie's crew. And a bouncer is fouled at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If the Reds are going to make a run in the division, they've got to start playing better against the Central. Unbelievably, Brad, Cincinnati enters this series with 2 wins and 10 losses against divisional teams.
Yeah, that is hard to believe. But when you really look under the hood, maybe it's not. I mean, this division is really good. We showed you the standings. Everybody over 500. And there's a lot of tough pitching within this division, as well as certainly a big loss sitting there on the bench. The hamstring issue, that's what took Ellie De La Cruz to the IL. They're hoping it won't be too long, but chances are, what, 4 to 6 weeks.
That's ball 4. How about the bat flip by Arroyo as he reaches base for the 2nd time? Well, I would say this, as bad as it is for the Reds to lose De La Cruz for the short term, in the long term, it might be one of the best things that happens to him. Remember last year, Brad, how badly he faded because he wanted to play every inning of every game last year.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. The big key with that is they got to be able to figure out ways to stay in it while he's gone.
A very impressive 4th inning. 3 ground ball outs with a walk sandwiched in between. He keeps us tied here in game 1.
Let's drive.
It's the home 4th, and it's also time for our Hyundai in the driver's seat. You mentioned earlier, Brad, you're right. The Cardinals and the Reds, for that matter, play a lot of close games.
Yeah, certainly do. And 2 of the best teams in baseball in games decided by 2 runs or fewer. How about the Cardinals right now? They have played 32 such games. I mean, it feels like every night it's that one hit or the one play that is made or not made that ends up making the difference. Got ourselves a tied game here.
Jimmy Crook struck out his first time and takes one a touch low to start the 4th inning for the Cardinals, who got 2 in the 1st and a Burleson homer in the 3rd to tie things at 3. That's pulled foul past first. Nice warm night at Busch Stadium. Wind blowing out toward the Cardinals bullpen. St. Louis tried to win game number 33 on the season. This is the 61st game of the campaign already. And 2 more with the Reds. Afternoon games here Saturday and Sunday. Matthew Liberatore and Nick Lodolo tomorrow. Micah McGreevy and Rhett Lauder will match up on Sunday. Then we hit the road for a week. So that's your Budweiser What's on Tap. The rest of this series against Cincy.
Couple of good pitching pairings. You know, unfortunately, Chip, Cardinals in 2 series so far against the Reds have missed out on Chase Burns.
That's hammered toward the gap in left center. Long run. That ball's tailing. And that ball is caught and centered by Dunn. Great running catch. He ran about 5 miles to track that one down, and it was moving away from him toward the bullpen fence. 1 out.
Chip, I didn't think Dunn had a chance to catch this off the bat where he was. I thought if anybody was going to get to it, it was going to be J.J. Bleday in left. But talked about the speed and the athleticism of Dunn out there in center field coming into action. Already had 4 defensive runs saved in the outfield. Saves another one in the gap.
Victor Scott walked, stole a base, and was stranded in the 2nd. No balls and a strike. Victor stole his 8th base in that inning and looking for his 4th hit of the year against the Reds. It's great to have Lars Nootbaar back. Ramon Arias is close to beginning a rehab. Nathan Church has been at the ballpark getting ready to make his comeback after his time on the IL. And I think it'll be a fascinating exercise, Brad, as to when these guys come back, who stays, who goes, and more importantly, how does Ollie configure his lineup?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's going to be some tough decisions, certainly, but that's what you want as a big league manager, right? And as a front office, you want tough decisions. You want a lot of guys that are playing well. You want to be able to have options as the sweeper takes down Victor Scott II. And when it comes to the lineup construction, be interested to see what it looks like when J.J. Weatherhold's back in the mix. Again, if you missed it, he's just dealing with little groin issues, so out today. Another strikeout there. That is number 6 for Singer on the season. But I think that Newt, who's leading off today, did have a single in his first at bat. I think you see him more towards the middle of the order, maybe batting 5th. He got something in his eye here. Chris Conroy's going to stick his finger in it. That should help. Some eye drops. Chip, are you okay with like touching your eye? You wear contacts sometimes, right?
I do.
A lot of people can't do that. Can't put drops in their eye. Can't barely touch their eye.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I'll stare at you right now and touch my eye. I don't care.
Yeah, you had a great stare down contest with Ben Boyd of the Cardinals radio network before the game today.
I didn't know he's part lizard. Had no idea he had no eyelids and never had to blink. Found out the hard way. It took me about 4 minutes. And now dry eye.
Well, if you need some eye drops, I've got them.
No, I just actually poked myself in the eye. They're pretty wet now, that left one at least, just try to prove a point.
2 outs for Nootbaar, who has an infield hit in his return. Singer with 6 strikeouts. That matches a season high. The Cardinals bullpen has Hunter Dobbins working, and working pretty quickly. Might see him come out for the 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, if Dobbins is getting up right now, I think it tells you he's coming in for the 5th inning, right? So we talked about that 3rd time around for Leahy, the ERA north of 14 in a 3-3 ball game. Seems like they're going to be leaning that direction. Dusty Blake talking it over there with Kyle.
79 pitches for Leahy. The bulk of those came in the first. And Nootbaar now a 2-2 count. I think with Lars it's going to be fascinating, A, where he hits, and B, how he changes the look of this lineup. And this is the first time in the major leagues he's played with the ABS, and you know how well he knows his and the strike zone. What kind of protection will he give, say, a Jordan Walker and Alec Burleson if you decide to stack those 2 batters in your lineup?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the skill set of Lars Nootbaar. He's got ability to bounce all over. Obviously, he has let off. He's let off more than anything that he's done at the big league level. Could profile as a 2-hole hitter and certainly as some protection behind Jordan Walker, 5th in the order. So that'll be fun to see. I mean, really, the rest of the season, it's going to be fun to see the evolution of this lineup. What does that bottom half of the lineup look like?
That ball hit high in the air toward left. Blade retreats to the middle of the warning track. And the Cardinals retired in order in the 4th inning. We got a good ball game. Reds 3, Cardinals 3. Hunter Dobbins coming in to pitch.
Let's eat it.
Back in love again.
We head to the top of the 5th inning, and as advertised, it will be Hunter Dobbins to come on, Brad, and answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. What a performance last time out against the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, he was solid. 3 2/3 last time out. Gave up 1 run. It was the first batter he faced. Bregman hit a homer. He settled in after that and picked up the save.
So a special treat for us tonight. Jordan Walker is joining us from his perch in right. Jordan, thank you for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
What a night. Crazy game. Crazy start to this one, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, boy.
What's it like playing in front of the tarps off crew? I got to ask you that first.
It's amazing. I mean, it's like playing in like a college football game, to be honest with you. Vic put it best. They're so loud and energetic. I love it. Kind of like fuels our team. Oh.
J.J. Bleday greets Hunter Dobbins with a single to start the 5th inning.
Now, as I see you approaching that ball, obviously easy base hit. You're going to throw that in, but walk us through one, because you've got one of the best arms in baseball, Jordan, out and right. What is that like when you are coming up and about to air somebody out? That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I have fun throwing the ball. I'll just say that. But it's kind of just JJ taught me how to, attack it the right way. And so I've been just trying to work on that and then just get myself in a good position to throw the ball and just let it eat once I get into that position. Really nothing else to it. And then, the infielders make a good job of making it look good.
Well, you talked about your work with JJ. John Jay puts in all kinds of work with you guys. Tell us a little bit about the relationship between the two of you and what you've picked up from John.
I mean, he's amazing. I mean, he's so knowledgeable about the game. Every little thing when it comes to base running, hitting, bunting, and of course fielding. Anything you can ask him about. He's really particular about what he wants you to do out here. And it's good for us. I mean, it's definitely good for me. Just like working in the outfield and trying to become the best outfielder I can. Boy.
Swing and a miss by Spencer Steer. Let's talk about that. You're an infielder in the minor leagues, Jordan. Had to learn on the fly at the major league level. Are you happy and not satisfied, but are you happy with the progress you've made as a defensive player?
Yeah, I'm definitely not satisfied, but just keeping it better every day is really all I can ask for. And that's JJ's words. And just at the end of the day, if I put in the work, I'll get to where I want to be in the outfield, and I like that. I feel like I've just been getting a little bit better. We'll see where I am, later on in my career.
All right, let's flip the script and talk about the offense. It's been a remarkable start for you. We all know the struggles. What I'm so impressed by, you've been the same kid when things were not going well, and you're the same kid when things are going great. And that's really rewarding for those of us who love watching you play.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, come on. Hi, boy.
There's one.
Yeah. Hi, boy.
That's kind of fun to watch, too,
oh, yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, our middle infield is unbelievable, especially with JJ out there. But Torres, I feel like he's an underrated glove as well. I've seen him take ground balls. I mean, he can pick it with the best of them. I just love watching him turn double plays. Love it.
Well, yeah, that was a great defensive play right there. Torres is stepping up. Hey, Jordan, talk to some of the changes maybe that you've made over the last couple of years. Certainly, we're seeing you drive the ball all over the place. What feels different for you this year?
Honestly, just trying to be more athletic in the box. Try a bunch of different things in my swing, and I think that the best is, just talking with the guys and talking with the staff, and just be athletic in the box and just let my natural swing play and be comfortable. And just, get in a good position to hit and then go from there. We worked and we got to the conclusion I just need to simplify everything for myself, and when I get out of it, I'm thinking too much. So it's not an easy fix to make, but I feel like it's the one that's going to help me the best when I'm in the box.
Well, and another thing that you just exude in general, and certainly this year, is that confidence, man. How important is that? It's just whatever the count is, you believe in you.
Oh yeah, it's plenty. I think it's very important to have confidence. Oh boy, when you're hitting, because these pitchers are so good, man. Their stuff goes all over the place. We're throwing 100 miles per hour, almost every day now. So I think you just need to, be confident that you can hit it. That's the first step. And so I gotta, tell myself I can't lose that confidence, and I try to keep going every day.
3 balls and a strike for Sal Stewart, and a full count, 3-2. We're joined by Jordan Walker in right field. Cardinals Reds tied 3-3. Hunter Dobbins relieving Kyle Leahy, who went 4 innings and allowed 3 runs tonight. And back our way. Brad would have caught that, Jordan. It's headed his way. He's got great hands, we're told.
I'm ready.
Where are the hands, Brad?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm not going to make a diving play. If I do, you're going to read about that in the news, because I'm going to be gone.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it for sure.
Full count for Stewart. Swing and a miss.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Jordan, you got some work to do. You're coming up in the 5th. We, as always, appreciate the time, and keep it up, kid. We're proud of you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Jordan Walker, Cardinals and Reds tied halfway home in Game 1. Well, let's make some hay against Brady Singer. He starts his 3rd trip through the Cardinals attack. Ivan Herrera leads off and takes Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Herrera, Burleson, and Walker. Herrera scored a run. Burley has 2 hits. He's scored twice and knocked in 1 with a homer. And that's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Couple of big Cardinals fans here tonight. Jake Stribe and Abby Hobbs celebrating their engagement at the ballpark tonight. And back up and out of play. They're watching from one of the suites behind the Cardinals dugout. So many happy returns to Jake and Abby tonight.
Pretty nice place to celebrate. The only way you can make it better, Cardinal victory,
of course. Two balls and a strike for Herrera. And Singer's been leaning on that sweeper. That time the Cardinals DH was able to lay off.
Yeah, I mean, if you can stay off the pitches at the bottom of the zone, when you get 2 strikes, you battle, right? But if they can stay off of that, that's where you're really going to hurt him.
And he threw another one, and it's ball 4. So there's a start for St. Louis. Singer's 3rd walk. That brings up Burley, who ambushed him in the 3rd inning. Here are the metrics on Burleson's 8th homer.
Yeah, the Burley bomb, 387-foot shot. It was a sinker at the top of the zone. First pitch that he saw in this at-bat, he was ready for it. It was obvious he was hunting something at the top of the zone, and he got it. Unfortunately for Burley, it doesn't look like he's going to get to see this same matchup again.
So that's the last pitch of the night thrown by Brady Singer. The Reds will go to their bullpen. Brock Burke, a left-hander, was getting loose, and he's coming on. Burleson, Walker, and Torres coming up. The Cardinals trying to break through in the 5th inning.
Pet friendly, weed deadly.
Friday night live at Busch Stadium's the hottest happy hour in the Lou. Enjoy happy hour priced ballpark eats and drinks every Friday night home game all game long. For details, visit cardinals.com/Friday. With that group, every game is a Friday night party at Busch Stadium, and hopefully it continues against Brock Burke, who answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. Roll over towards second. Slow developing play. That's all they'll get. The force out at second takes care of Herrera. Burleson's perfect night comes to an end on the first pitch he sees from Burke. And now Jordan Walker is up. He's 1 for 2.
Well, here's what we need out of Jordan Walker. Him to see something, give it a ride, and then he's going to want to join us on the broadcast all the time.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll end up being his good luck charm. Probably best friends.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
well, we'll see how it goes.
They give him the right side of the infield if he hits it on the ground, and Walker takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. His takes are so much better. He's recognizing pitches so much better. As he said, his athleticism is taking over. The brain's not getting in the way of his enormous athletic potential.
It's just the trust, right? The
Yeah.
trust in the work that you put in, the trust in the preparation beforehand about a pitcher. And then like all of those things, right? All the things that you like learned about, just realizing that it's going to happen. You don't have to think through every scenario. You go out there and, as he said, believe in the athleticism and just go compete.
1 ball, 1 strike. Burke picked up a win Tuesday against Kansas City. This is his 31st appearance, and he throws it away. Burleson broke off the bag. He's around second. The ball got stuck for a moment in the tarp, and Alec couldn't advance further. So another tell pays dividends in a different way. A throwing error, and Burleson is in scoring position with 1 out.
Boy, that one never had a chance. Burke sees him running right in his face. He steps off, had all day to make a good throw, and couldn't do it.
The Reds have committed 3 errors in the game. So Burleson at second might have had a shot to get to third, but he's in scoring position already. And Walker to center. Dunn retreats. Going. Can't get it. It's out of reach and up against the wall. Walker to second. He'll stop there. The Cardinals take the lead. It looked like Walker was off stride. That tells you how strong he is. He hit that ball on a line to center, and one of the fastest outfielders on the Reds couldn't catch up.
When the big man gets his arms extended, watch out. That's what happens on this changeup. It's middle away. We just saw an inning ago Dunn track one down deep in the gap, but this one had a second life to it. Gets over his head, drives in a run, and another double for Jordan Walker.
103 off the bat for Jordan, and the Cardinals have the lead. St. Louis trailed 3-0 before they took their first swing. They've scored the last 4 runs tonight. So Torres, your batter, he is 0 for 2, reached on the second Cincinnati error. And squibbed to the Cincinnati dugout foul. Burleson scored 3 runs tonight. The Reds had 2 errors in the first inning, a throwing error from Arroyo. Stewart ruled to be off the bag on a routine ground ball that scored the first Cardinals run. And now here in the 5th inning, Burke with a throwing error. Jordan Walker with his 45th RBI. A ball and 2 strikes. And Stevenson a nice stop.
Well, Jordan Walker continuing to bolster that all-star resume. He is having quite the season.
And voting is underway for your favorite players. You could vote up to 5 times a day online. And Walker's going to get a ton of votes. And should. I think you really want to entertain people. A kid as strong as Jordan Walker, I want to see him in the home run derby.
In Philadelphia?
Oh,
you kidding me? I don't know which field the Liberty Bell's in, but heads up.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Torres spoiled that pitch. Brock Burke's been good this year. 16 hitless relief appearances. And just 1 earned run in his last 3 outings. Cardinals go ahead on a Walker double to center. And Torres takes high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is what the Cardinals like about Bryant. He is a good bat to ball kid, but knows his zone too. He's not afraid to take a walk, and he's batting lefty-lefty here. Not that time. He chased that slider, and he's the second out of the inning and is 0 for 3.
3-2. This is a really good slider. Chevy pitch track here from Burke. Really finished that under the zone. Nice job by him.
Cardinals 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but have the lead. Here's Mason. Four runs on 5 hits for the Cardinals, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Reds. But the big number for Cincinnati, as I said, 3 big errors. Two balls and a strike. Another lefty-lefty matchup awaits if Mason Wynn could reach, and that man is Nolan Gorman. That clipped the zone. A change up evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reds use their bullpen a lot. The Reds are second among all major league teams with now 226 relief appearances.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to lead the league in right there. But as you mentioned, a lot of injuries in their rotation. They've had to dig deep.
And their pen struggled a 6.61 ERA in the last 38 games. That's a dramatic turnaround. And talking to the Reds people, they say that turnaround happened literally overnight. On April 20th, Cincinnati had the best bullpen ERA in the game. Not anymore. They've really scuffled to close out innings and games. The pitch is inside. Good take by Mason Wynn. He'll flip the bat. Why not? First and second. And Gorman is going to be called back here.
Well, instead of going left on left against Burke, that was probably just going to be a lot of sliders down and away. They're going to go here with Jose Fermin. He's going to get the nod. This is a guy that has stepped up in spots like this. Great bat to ball skills for Fermin. He has got 4 pinch hits already on the season.
So the Reds talk it over. And while they do, Brad and I step aside for a word from BJC Healthcare. Well, you like Fermin in a pinch. He's done a nice job. Tough role. He's 4 for 12 with a double, a homer, and an RBI. The homer came against the Reds. With 2 on and 2 out, we'll take a hit of any kind here. And that clips the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Room in right center for pinch hitter Jose Fermin. Jordan's got a good lead at second. And Fermin a little late. Snap throw back to first. And Mason in safely.
At this point, totally okay with the Reds trying to throw it around a little bit. Go for it.
Third time this year they've had a 3-error game. So Burke now with 20 pitches thrown. A ball and 2 strikes. Popped up to right. Marte retreats and he'll have room. Jordan Walker, after our interview, Brad obviously inspired him. An RBI double gives St. Louis a lead after 5. The Cardinals 4, Cincinnati 3.
These Cardinals continue to amaze.
We go to the 6. Cards up 4-3. We had Hunter Dobbins on the pregame show. He said he's ready for the role that he finds himself in. He told me, I did the piggyback thing in the minors a couple of times, so I know how to prepare. And I'm glad to do whatever the team needs, especially since I'm stretched out. He says he prepares the same way as he would if he was starting the game. And Derek Gould of the Post-Dispatch wrote something about his pregame. And so I had to follow up in the interview, but Derek did write about it. But he cracks open a Dr. Pepper before each start. He said he started doing it in Double-A. He went out and had a great start, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, guys.
Sounds like an endorsement opportunity. Jim Hayes, what do you think?
Look, this guy has been really good, and I hope he gets a shot in the starting rotation at some point. I think that's what he's looking for, and he keeps pitching like this. Then Dr. Pepper should come to him with an offer. Chip, maybe you can be the agent negotiating.
I'll leave that to you. You have much more experience in that regard than I. But I would imagine, Brad, the game plan here is let Dobbins do what he did last time. Try to go 4 innings or more. He's stretched out as a starter. Rest your bullpen and see where he takes you.
It's Dr. Dobbins to you. Absolutely. Absolutely you do. Like this is the role right now. And it is a very important one. Having a guy that can do this, that can rest your bullpen for the rest of the series. And it's not like he's not your prototypical long guy. He is a dude. He's got real stuff coming out of the pen. It's running up there at about 97. He's got multiple pitches. He's got 6 different pitches that he can attack you with.
This one popped up left side. Fermin checked in at third base. Long run for him and no play. Well, we saw Dobbins debut, I believe, against the Pirates, correct?
He did.
And he looked really good. He had some control trouble out of the stretch.
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity to talk to him about this just 2 days ago about that outing, and he told me that he was really rushing from the stretch, right? His body was getting ahead of himself, and it was just that adjustment. Sometimes as a pitcher, it's so easy to see when you go back and watch it, but real time, it's very difficult. He said we went back and looked. I was under 1 second oftentimes to the plate. He goes, I don't need to be that fast. I have time to gather myself, stay back. So it's just all about making those adjustments along the way. So he's been able to do that. This is a guy that had big league time with Boston last year, 13 games, 11 starts.
We had quite a battle here with Lowe, by the way.
Yes, it is. We had the opportunity, too, to talk to Chaim Bloom about him. And one of the things that kept coming up, not just about the stuff that Dobbins has, but about the competitor he is. He talked about as a young rookie with Boston chirping right back at the Yankee fans. Like, he's not afraid to just go on the attack.
Well, they're doing that tonight. The Red Sox are at Yankee Stadium this evening. And Hunter Dobbins escapes the craziness of that rivalry and is now part of the Cardinals-Cubs rivalry and battling the Reds here. And another one out of play. It's going to be at least a 10-pitch sequence for Nathaniel Lowe. Did he go? It was tipped and caught. There's a break. A 10-pitch at bat. Lowe finally subdued, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Dobbins. That pitch has been really effective, too. If you're hungry for something big, bold, and stacked, you've got to check out the new Big Arch Burger at McDonald's. Suarez, an RBI single and a strikeout. Kyle Leahy started for the Cardinals this evening. 4 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits, struck out 1, walked 2. All of the hits he allowed came with 2 strikes. So Dobbins in his second frame against the Reds in another 1-run affair. And he's just pumping mid-90s heat and saying, hit it if you can, Cincy. So far they haven't. 0-2.
Yeah, I like that. Look, he's riding it at the top of the zone. This is a guy, too, we could see up to 98 miles an hour. It has real life on it. And then when you're throwing that fastball up there, he's got the ability to throw the slider, the sweeper, the curve down in the zone.
Swing and a miss. The sweeper erases Suarez. 3 strikeouts in a row for Dobbins. Noelvi Marte is next.
Boy, rode the fastball at the top. Look at that thing spinning, right? It's still elevated in the zone. They started, though, on the plate, which made it look tantalizing, and then just rode off.
Marte, the Reds' right fielder, he is 0 for 2 in the game. That's cracked towards center. Victor retreats, and Dobbins breezes through his second inning. 3 up and 3 men down. The Cardinals look for some insurance. Crook, Scott, Newbar coming up. New pitcher for Cincinnati in the bottom of the 6th inning. Take a look at right-hander Zach Maxwell. He's the next to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen. He was recalled May 23rd. He is in his 3rd stint with the Reds this year. In his last 3 outings, 1 run over 3 2/3 innings. Couple of strikeouts, couple of walks.
He's got some big league time with San Francisco in 22 and Philly in 23 and 24.
He'll start with Jimmy Crooks. That one off the knuckles and fouled straight back. Here's your All-State good hands play. Unfortunately, it happened at the expense of the Cardinal catcher.
Yeah, really thought this was going to get down. Didn't think there was any chance for Dunn to go get it, but he does. We mentioned that one of the better athletes out in the field. 4 defensive runs saved coming in and saved at least a double.
They had another Dunn that played for Cincinnati, but I don't think Adam would have made that play.
If he was standing right there, he would have. It's a good chance. Sure-handed when it got to him, but carried a large stick instead and scared everybody when he was in the batter's box. That boy, I mean, he would hit some mammoth home runs.
I saw him hit one onto the roof of the batter's eye in Cincinnati one time, out where the smokestacks are at the Great American Ballpark. That was a large human being with big-time pop. In the early days of the Reds' new home. 3 balls and a strike for Crooks. And he hit that before it hit him. Maxwell's thrown hard. That one 99 miles an hour. So full count for Crooks. Spoil that. Swing and a miss. 101 and darting away from the left-handed hitter. That'll open your eyes. That was filthy. 1 out.
Raring back with a little something extra right here. If you got 101, you let it rip, and it did have some tailing action. That was a 4-seamer too.
Victor's walked, stolen a base, and struck out. Nootbaar will follow. Strike 1. Braves beat the Pirates tonight 6-3. That game in Atlanta. Braves just continue to roll along in the National League East. Atlanta with an 8.5 game lead entering action tonight. Milwaukee's in Colorado and losing again 3-1. That's in the 6th inning. Cardinals start play 5 games out of first behind the front running Brewers. They're a half game behind Pittsburgh. That's a ground ball the other way. That's going to be a base hit. That is just what the doctor ordered. Victor Scott puts it in play and a chance to get him rolling on the base pass.
You love seeing Vic use that side of the field. Look, oftentimes when he's on the ground pull side. There's a real intent in that swing right there. And you know this, when he is standing on first, he can be on second in a heartbeat.
So Nootbaar has a base hit in his return. Our Bet365 betting odds update. There are the numbers for Newt to register a multi-hit game. Newt 1-for-3 after batting .257 in his rehab stints. Off-season surgery to correct bone deformities in the backs of both heels near the Achilles tendons.
I can't even imagine how painful, first of all, it was playing with last year, dealing with that, then going through the rehab of that surgery. It's been a long time coming for this evening for Lars Nootbaar.
He, of all the Cardinals hitters, I think will be the most fun to watch with regards to ABS and how successful he is on challenges. Great knowledge of the strike zone. And that'll be put to the test here with a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, oftentimes, I mean, him up there, he reminds me of Matt Carpenter. When Matt Carpenter, I wish we'd have had the opportunity to see him with the automatic strike zone. He would have been amazing with that. That dude knew his zone better than anybody.
Did he go? He did not. And this is what he does so well. J.J. Weatherholt does this very well. He'll get to 2 strikes and it's not panic mode. He'll make you work to get him out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Victor's got a good lead. Not going. And a chopper over first. That's foul. See if the attendant can make a clean play. Indeed, that happened. And we'll try again. 2-2.
I got to learn what the rotation is for the attendants down the line. I feel like it switches every couple of innings. I don't think there was a defensive replacement. Well, I don't know.
The young lady down the right field line had a tough one earlier. Ball ricocheted off the netting and got her in the back. She said, "I'm all right."
You know, like a champ. Yeah, she was good to go.
Got to imagine this guy's tough to run on as hard as he throws. 101's probably a pretty good equalizer when you have a fast runner at first base.
Yeah, and look, Stevenson can throw the ball very well behind the plate as well. He's caught 11 guys stealing this season.
Out of play again.
That's when you're really leaning on some of your tendencies. If you have a tell on a guy, I would think that if they had one already on Maxwell, they'd have utilized it.
Two balls, two strikes. Swing and a drive. A rocket toward the gap in right center. That's going to get down off the wall. Victor on his way to third. They're going to wave him. Here he comes. Throw to the plate. Is up the line. Welcome back, Lars Nootbaar, an RBI double. He got to two strikes. Fouled off a couple of pitches and then split a gap, and Victor scores from first.
Chip, you talked about the calmness that is there for Lars Nootbaar. You saw it in full effect. Got a 99-mile-an-hour fastball and gave it a ride right off the fence. Drives in another one and gives the Cardinals a little bit more breathing room.
So Ivan Herrera can extend the lead. How about Newt? He was the Bet 365 betting odds, and he doubled off that sign in right center. So two-hit night, his first RBI of the year, and the Cardinals have scored the last 5 runs in this game. And the Reds bullpen continues to leak oil. Nice crowd tonight, over 30,000 for the Cardinals and Reds. Beautiful way to start the weekend. 1-1 pitch. $30,058 officially. Cincinnati got 3 in the first. The Cardinals answered with 2 and haven't stopped since. Good pick there. 3 balls and a strike. Surely they don't want to get to Alec Burleson, as hot as he has been on the homestand and tonight.
Well, you know this. Herrera is going to be ready to hunt a heater. Maxwell's got a good one. I know he's got first base open. I'm with you. I don't think that he's going to want to walk him. He's going to go right after him here. Cutter instead.
This pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
Herrera's going to challenge. The Cardinals have 2 ABS challenges. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it clipped the bottom of the zone.
Pitch is a strike. St. Louis has 1 challenge left.
A lot of room in left center for Herrera. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one shot toward the right side. That's down for a hit. Nootbaar around third. They're going to wave him. Here comes this throw. It's cut off. Throw back to first. Everybody's safe. The Cardinals get a 2-strike hit from Herrera and extend the lead. We've doubled up the Reds.
Inside out on 99, found the perfect place, and the Cardinals aggressive on the base pass, as they should be. Chip, you said it earlier that Newt looked like he was running well, moving well. Well, he's moving here. It has to freeze, make sure it gets by Steer in the infield, and then he's off to to the races, ends up scoring easily.
So the Cardinals, with 2 runs in the 6th, have a 6-3 lead. I love what Newt said before the game on the pregame show here on Cardinals TV about how the staff at Memphis really forced him to go first to third, really forced him to score from second on ground balls to help him eliminate the certainly understandable worry in the back of your mind. Am I really healthy?
And you can pretty much guarantee that a lot of those were on orders from the big league club, right? Let's make him do the things that he's going to be doing here. So put that pressure on.
Burley, a terrific night. He scored 3 times with 2 hits, including a long home run that tied our game 3-3 in the 3rd.
Well, Maxwell saw him jump a fastball at the top of the zone, reluctant to throw him one to this point.
The Reds bullpen is busy again. Luis May, number 47, a right-hander, is getting loose. When the Cardinals are at their best, they have innings like this where they force a ton of pitches. At the 28th of the inning, and it's good enough for a full count. Herrera will get a head start. And there's Mr. May.
Yeah, no fastballs yet for Burleson. It was sweeper, sweeper, cutter, cutter, cutter to get to this 3-2 count.
And outside, ball 4. So after the strikeout to start the inning, 4 straight Cardinals batters have reached. And it's going to take at least 30 pitches for Maxwell. He'll get a breather on a warm, muggy night. That'll give May a few extra tosses in the bullpen. Jordan, a 2-hit game. Nootbaar, a 2-hit game. Burleson, a 2-hit game. Herrera has reached base 3 times. And looks like that's going to be the end of the line. Remember, Terry Francona was ejected from the game in the first inning after arguing not an ABS challenge, a video review challenge. By rule, he was forced to leave. So the Reds brain trust will make another pitching change. Maxwell can't get out of the 6th. It's May versus Walker with the Cardinals ahead by 3. Teachers, this one's for you. Join us Tuesday, June 16th for Teachers Night with a theme ticket. Score a teacher-inspired sweatshirt, and your first drink of the summer's on us. Get your details at cardinals.com/theme. Again, to the pen go the Reds. Luis May, the next answer. Our Chevy called to the bullpen. St. Louis with a single run in the 5th. 2 so far here in the 6th. Have Jordan Walker up for a man answering the Chevy call to the bullpen.
Well, Luis May, big arm out of this young man. The 24-year-old right-hander is going to bring it. It's sinker slider. It's 2 pitches. That sinker's arm side a lot. He misses arm side a lot too in off the plate. We'll see how Jordan is going to go after him. Will he let him have the inner half and be looking the other direction? We'll see.
Walker, 2 hits in his last 2 trips to the plate. That'll get your attention, won't it? 1 ball, no strikes.
Slider backed up out of the hands. That's not what he wanted. That could end up being some trouble, though. You leave that over the plate.
I don't know how accurate the speed guns are in baseball or exactly how they're measured. I guess it's out of the hand now. But this kid was said to have thrown a pitch 103 miles an hour with their Dayton Farm Club.
Is that right?
A couple of years ago.
Must be nice.
That last one tickled 97. Walker drives that one toward left, but Bourdais got a beat on that. He'll make the catch, and no advance for the runners. Jordan just missed it. He's the second out, and Torres is your batter. Look, the Reds were a sexy pick to win this division. Still could work out that way, but Terry Francona knows that when your bullpen's last in ERA, allows the most homers and walks the most batters since May 1, that's a very, very tough hill to climb. And that's where they stand here in St. Louis tonight. And those problems, I'm sure, are magnified by the ballpark in which they play. One of the great hitters' paradises in baseball.
Yeah, it makes it tough to have the confidence to just keep pouring it in, right? You want to pound the strike zone, you want to work ahead, but you get bit oftentimes in that ballpark.
Two balls, no strikes. Six runs on 8 hits for the Cardinals. 2 on, 2 out here. And he pours that one in to even it up. Torres reached on an error in the first inning and is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. He's going to see his 5th pitch. And he almost wore that wild pitch, and everybody moves up. Second wild pitch the Reds have thrown tonight. You know, the fun thing about the Cardinals-Reds rivalry is not just what we see at the major league level, but Louisville and Memphis are in the same division of AAA, so there ought not be any secrets here. As Torres takes one across his shoes again, another walk, second of the inning. That loads him up, and Mason Wynn a chance to do serious damage. Mason's walked twice. He struck out once. Cardinals have a couple of hits tonight with runners in scoring position. 3 ducks on the pond for Mason.
How nice would this be, though? Break it open here in the 6th.
And he gets hit with a breaking ball in the back. That'll score a run painfully. It's 7-3. Tell you what, the Cardinals are getting dotted by opposing pitchers. That's the 42nd time a Cardinals batter has been hit.
Yeah, that is a whole lot of them. May just trying to hope that that slider went over. You can see he was just feeling for it. That was more of a kind of a throwing dart than anything else. Just trying to throw one in the strike zone. Stevenson out there, the veteran catcher, trying to calm down the 24-year-old who is in a tight spot here.
So a painful way for Mason to pick up RBI number 22. He's been hit now 6 times this year. Herrera leads the club with 12. J.J. Weatherholt 10. So now it's Fermin batting for the 2nd time. He checked in the 5th inning for Nolan Gorman. 7-3 Cardinals. And he guides that slider in for a strike. Almost clipped him again. Seven unanswered runs for the Cardinals offense. There's that triple digits. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That is a bowling ball sinker too. You saw that downward action on that. The question is, can he repeat it?
On the ground, off the glove of Suarez. That'll score another run. Fermin puts it in play. St. Louis bats around in the 6th. Burley scores. It's a 4-run inning.
Put the ball in play. Good things will happen. That's the case. 2 strikes. Hard sinker right there at 100 miles an hour. Sneaks it right past Suarez, off his glove, and another one driven in.
So Crooks gets to bat for the 2nd time in the inning. Infield hit and an RBI. And that one almost got away. Cardinals are 3 for 14 tonight with runners in scoring position. And 16 for 69 on the homestand.
Wow. Nobody throwing in the bullpen right now for the Reds. Some movement out there, but this is May's inning to get out of.
1 ball, no strikes. It's been a rough go for the Reds. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. And now the 1-1. Almost hit him. Two balls, 1 strike. What a lonely feeling it must be when you look over your right shoulder and see nobody warming up, and then you look around. You've got nothing but red shirts on the bases, and you got to throw a strike.
Yeah, my look incredibly talented arm talent here. He's just trying to do too much. He's pulling it instead of trusting it.
And another walk. My, oh my. 9-3.
This one too was actually one of the better pitches that May has thrown. It was a sinker at 100, just on the bottom of the zone. That's where he's going to want to live. Matt Tracy, the assistant pitching coach, he's taking over for Derek Johnson as he's on leave. They're out there talking it over.
Well, remember, the Reds have had some other odd bullpen issues this year. Remember, they played a game against the Pirates where they walked 7 consecutive batters. I've never seen that in a major league game. I don't know how often, if
I've never seen
happened
that
before. But as the managers or pitching coaches will say, there's no defense against ball 4, and the Reds in this inning have walked 3 batters and have hit 1. And now Victor Scott is your batter. Bases loaded. He served a single between short and third. And when you're not around the plate, you're not going to get the close calls, and the Reds only have 1 challenge left.
Yeah, you have to make him work right here. You have to make him prove that he can come to you within the zone.
And now the tarps off crew gets a little louder. At last, the Reds bullpen starts to work. Zach McCambly is getting loose. Automatic take, you'd think.
Might do it again.
Three balls and a strike. Well, the merry-go-round will start, as they say. Crooks at first, Fermin at second, Wynn at third. Cardinals have 5 runs on 4 hits in the inning. There go the runners. And ball 4, another walk.
Chip, with that walk, the Reds just set a franchise record for most bases loaded walks in a season within 60 games. That's 19 of them on the year.
Wow. The first professional franchise in our sport, and they've done that this year. So now you got to face Nootbaar, who ripped a double his last time. A 6-run 6th for the Cardinals, who've scored 10 runs tonight. And that is going to be it. Zach McCambly was getting ready, and he's going to come into the game. The Reds bullpen had a nightmarish 6th. The Cardinals hope those bad dreams continue with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and 6 runs across.
More this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
Every home Sunday game starting 2 hours before first pitch. Fans can enjoy games and free frozen treats while supplies last in Ford Plaza. That's presented by Prairie Farms. Sunday it'll be Michael McGreevy for the Cardinals, Rhett Lauder for the Reds. First pitch at 1:15. That's Zach McCandley. He answers another Chevy call to the bullpen. He was recalled on Tuesday. They are shuffling as many relief pitchers in and out to try to find a combo that can give Terry Francona some late inning stability.
McCandley, the rookie, just made his debut on Wednesday. Right now, with the struggles of the bullpen, looking to leave a good impression here with the bases loaded in the 6th inning.
Terry Francona ejected in the 1st inning after arguing about a replay review call that went against the Reds. After they jumped out 3-0, that helped the Cardinals score 2 in the 1st, and St. Louis hasn't stopped scoring since. Cardinals have scored 10 runs. The Reds have issued 8 walks. They have had 6 games of 8 or more walks since May 1st. Wow. 1-2. And Nootbaar is going to be rung up, and that will end the inning. 12 come to the plate. 6 of them score for the Cardinals. Nootbaar and Herrera got it going with run scoring hits. Cardinals have scored 10 unanswered runs in game 1 of this series. It's a 10-3 Redbird lead over Cincinnati.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Brad, we talked a lot about the Cardinals' spread offense. That has certainly been on display in game 1.
Little bit of everybody getting in on the action. That's what you want to see, top to bottom. Couple of walks there at the bottom for Mason. He got hit by a pitch. Jimmy Crooks with the walk. Look, this has been sure a frustrating night for the Reds, but a fun one for the Cardinals with some crooked numbers up here. And Dobbins back to work, his 3rd inning.
He had a very long rest as the Cardinals sent 12 to the plate in the home half of the 6th. He's got a 7-run lead now. And a chopper hit towards second. Big hop and a strong throw just in time to get the catcher. That high hop almost cost the Cardinals, but Stevenson retired and Dobbins has set down 6 straight.
I'm digging that sinker there of Hunter Dobbins. That thing plays for sure 97 miles an hour. The Reds been beating it into the ground.
That last half inning for the Cardinals, Brad, lasted 31 minutes.
You know what's funny? It doesn't feel as long when it's your team that's doing the hitting.
Good point.
The other way around, that felt like, I guarantee you a booth over, that felt like 2 hours. Probably not that much fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, I don't think Tommy Thrall and Jeff Brantley on the Reds radio broadcast enjoyed that inning as much as we did.
I'm sure they had a lot of adjectives to use for it. You got to see some history.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that part.
That's not nothing. But that's the part that, like, you're going to have that. You're going to have times in a season. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your struggles. I still believe that this Reds team is very talented. Certainly more talented when they get some pieces back off of the IL. They'll get one of those pieces over the weekend, and Rhett Lauder. They're excited to have their starter back.
Graham Ashcraft's hurt. Hunter Green's had elbow surgery. Keep Brian Hayes, a lumbar disc problem. And, of course, Ellie De La Cruz with a hamstring. I do know this, that when you go to their ballpark, it is Coors Field East. It is not a fun place to go pitch. And we split 2 games with the Reds there. We've got a doubleheader to make up on August 17th. And the Tarps Off gang is doing another roll call here tonight in the 7th inning. That's a little low. Another walk. Arroyo has been on base 3 times. You can't beat fun at the old ballpark. And those guys out there, good, clean fun here in St. Louis.
Not sure how clean it smells at the end of it, but they're having a good time.
Blake Dunn made a great catch tonight. He's the Red center fielder. Oh, so you're the olfactory police all of a sudden?
Look, I barely even know what that means. I'm just saying. Throughout the summer. Could get a deodorant sponsor out there. A little body spray.
And shot to the right side, and Torres can't get that. And Cincinnati has back-to-back base runners in the 7th inning. Dunn with his second single. And J.J. Bleday is coming up. I know I've asked you this before, but for fans who maybe didn't hear your answer, you have a 31-minute rest between pitching and pitching again. How do you stay in the flow of the game? How do you keep loose?
Yeah, look, the interesting part is you never know when that's going to happen, right? So if you find yourself sitting there waiting too long, oftentimes, like I would go down under the tunnel, maybe just walk around a little bit, jump around, and just keep the body moving. They have bikes and they have different things that you can do. It's just kind of your preference as a pitcher. Oftentimes, either you put a jacket on or you wrap your arm just to keep the arm warm. But everybody's got a different routine of what they like to do. But you definitely like it when your team puts up a 6 spot. You'll figure out a way to stay ready.
Let's be honest, too. The Cardinals haven't had many games like this. This is in some ways uncharted territory for this pitching staff to have this kind of a cushion to play with.
No, it certainly is. One that Ollie would love to have a lot more.
No kidding. No balls, 2 strikes for the reigning player of the month in the National League, J.J. Bleday. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Dobbins, and after the walk and single, 2 away, and Spencer Steer is next.
I like that one. That's a good splitter. 90 miles an hour. This thing dives away late. Look at the action on that thing. That started maybe middle in and ended off the plate away.
Steer walked and scored in the first. He's 0 for 2 since. And crushes that ball down the left field line. That's at the pole, and it is foul. Wow. Into the second deck. He was in ambush mode and was just a tick too early.
All right, don't leave it there again. That's fine. Nothing but a long strike. Slider down the middle. Gets ahead.
Steer with that walk in the first inning kept his on base streak alive. It's at 23 games. He'll carry that into game 2 tomorrow with a 1:15 start. Liberatore and Lodolo the pitchers. Kyle Leahy started for the Cardinals. He went 4. Dobbins is in his 3rd inning of relief for St. Louis. The Reds have committed 3 errors in the game. Broken bat, roller toward 3rd. And the curl hop throw to first is in time. Dobbins shatters the bat of Spencer Steer. 7th inning stretch time in St. Louis. It's been a great night for Alec Burleson. A career high 4 runs scored. He's also hit a homer, and he's coming up second in a 10-3 Cardinal game. This in St. Louis tonight. It's all Cardinals. 10 unanswered runs to lead the Reds 10-3. And the Cardinals will send Herrera, Burleson, and Walker to the plate. St. Louis with a 6-run 6th inning has busted game 1 wide open. Great party atmosphere on Friday night at the ballpark. Ballpark Village was buzzing. Cardinals Nation will host their post-game radio show with Ricky Horton, Matt Pauley, and Al Raboski, so hope fans will stick around for that. That's a great fixture after a Friday night home game at Busch Stadium. Chance to talk with Cardinals greats, out-of-town guests as well. It's a great party.
It is a lot of fun, and anytime you get a chance to hear Al, I mean, his stories are fantastic. We get the great fortune of getting to hang out with Al every day here in the booth. But it is a great listen, whether you're tuning in on your way home or you're heading across the street to go check him out live. I suggest it.
Herrera's got a 2-run night tonight. Top 3 hitters for St. Louis have scored 7 runs. That's a lot of fun. And Ivan, 2 balls and a strike. Mets lead the Padres 4-0. We've got the Mets coming up on our docket. Well, the Padres are having all kinds of trouble scoring runs. Saw a stat today on Manny Machado, one of the game's great slugging third baseman. Brad, his last 28 games, he has 12 hits.
That is tough right there. And I'm sure, you know, for fans watching, that's probably tough. For him, probably feels like an eternity.
No question. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Herrera. And a late swing. He is down on strikes. Asks if it was in the zone. Think the answer was yes. And there's your first out.
Well, Zach McCambley, the rookie, Chip, trying to slow things down a little bit, trying to build himself a role in this bullpen that's had some trouble.
And turnover. So McCambley stares down Alec Burleson. What a night for him. A career high 4-run game. McCambley, a college player, played at Coastal Carolina. He's out of Netcong, New Jersey. And he's going to get a ground ball out to second. Burleson's retired, 2 away in the St. Louis 7th inning. Here's Jordan Walker. Hope you enjoyed our brief chat with Jordan while he was out in the field. Such a great, gregarious kid. We always appreciate those chances to interact with our players in the middle of the game. And he's had a nice night tonight with 2 hits and an RBI.
Yeah, how fun has it been getting the opportunity to do stuff like that this season? Jordan agreeing to it. We had J.J. Weatherholt on when he had the day off the other day. Hope to see J.J. back soon. He's just dealing with a small groin issue. They're being safe with him.
One of the things Ollie does so well is when a player has a little nick like that, he finds ways to buy extra time to make sure that one of his charges is in good shape. As that one's whistled toward the gap in left center, hit so hard nobody could cut it off, and Walker's got another double. 3-hit night for Walker.
Jordan Walker busting out the 2-iron right here. A cutter down in the zone, goes down and gets it. 111-mile-an-hour shot off of his bat. I mean, this was such a low liner over at shortstop. Arroyo probably thought about jumping for it.
Well, to tell you how Walker's figured things out, or at least has turned them around as dramatically as you can, Ricky Darty, our great stat guy, tells me that in his first 3 seasons, Jordan Walker had a total of 7 3-hit games. A total of 7 in 3 years. Tonight is his 7th this season.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He has figured it out. That's for sure.
So 10 runs on 10 hits for the Cardinals. This one shot up the middle, but Arroyo at short's got it, and that will retire the side. No runs ahead, a man left. The Cardinals are rolling in game 1. They've got a 7-run lead.
As we head to the 8th, Mark Sweeney, Scott Warman with you. Coming up after the game, Cardinal Post Game, brought to you by Car Shield. And Mark, welcome back, Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah, Lars Nootbaar impacting, and the energy from the young birds with Lars Nootbaar. It was a good combination tonight. Like to see the difference tonight with the runs especially.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that and so much more coming up on the post-game show as soon as Chip and Brad are finished with this one, guys.
Okay, Scotty, thank you very much. Good to have Sweendog back at the ballpark. Hunter Dobbins back to work for his 4th inning. 47 pitches. Rolling merrily along. He has struck out 4. He's walked 1. He's allowed 1 hit. Following Kyle Leahy tonight, Lane Sal Stewart takes a strike as we've reached 10 o'clock.
That is challenging.
Stewart's going to challenge that pitch. And if he's wrong, the Reds will be out of challenges the rest of the way. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and
Pitch the ball. Cincinnati has one challenge left.
call overturned. They've got a challenge left. So it's 3-1. And ball 4, second walk for Dobbins, a leadoff walk with a 10-3 lead. And Lowe is next.
Well, that was one that was very close. Could have definitely been a strike at the top of the zone. Either way right now, 7-run lead. You're looking for a ground ball here off the bat of Lowe.
Nathaniel, the designated hitter, takes Steve Reich. Again, Braves beat the Pirates 6-3. Cubs got blasted by the Giants 18-3 today. Brewers are in Colorado. Last report, they were trailing the Rockies. So, as we like to say, could be a very profitable night for the Cardinals. And it is 3-1 Rockies' 8th inning at Coors Field. A strike. Tarps off crowd continues to grow in the late innings. It's just amazing. And when the newbies arrive, they're greeted with the take it off chant. When they do, you hear the cheer.
It is a fun crew, that is for sure. It always interests me too, like who the leader is on a given night. It's not always the same group of people that are out there, but they're starting the roll calls, they're doing the cheers. I think you could lead them, Chip. I got a feeling. I know you could, buddy. You got management material written all over you.
Nobody's that desperate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground, might be 2. Torres, perfect shovel, and the throw to first in time.
Well, that's how you erase a leadoff walk. You get that ground ball. This one, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Torres, easy turn for him. Brian showing off some of that versatility.
Second double play that Dobbins has had turned tonight. And now Eugenio Suarez. Shot that one towards second. Torres, nice range. 360 spin, and Dobbins rolls through his 4th inning. All Cardinals in game 1. 10-3, we're leading the Reds. Get closer to the action with Hyatt Regency St. Louis at the Arches Park and Stay package. Close to both Busch Stadium and the Arch, it's the perfect home base for your Cardinals game day experience. Book now at HyattRegencySt.Louis.com. Mason Wynn leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cardinals have spread this offense around 1 through 9. It has been flowing like the Mississippi River. Driven to center. And Dunn handles that. Sharply hit. Mason's retired. There's your first out. So McCandley doing his job. Throw strikes and trying to get the final 3 St. Louis outs in the 8th to save the rest of the pitching staff for tomorrow. Matthew Liberatore for the Cardinals. Nick Lodolo is scheduled for the Reds. Fermin checked in for Gorman and has gone 1 for 2. Nick Lodolo, by the way, has won his last 2 outings. He won against the Mets on the road, and he beat the Braves in a home game in Cincinnati. So he'll be coming in hot. That one came in hot too. Cutter and a ball into strike.
Lodolo, another one of those high picks. I believe he was the 7th overall a couple of years back.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases empty for Fermin. The pitch. At the plate, but low. And fans, in the spirit of the evening, the bucket hat's a popular giveaway.
That's just a good mashup right there, because he had the bucket hat on top of a backwards hat with the chain. I mean, that's all sort of swag right there. And in the green seats, too. So, I mean, life is pretty good right now. How much cotton candy. And it's nude on there, too.
Unreal.
Let's go. They selling those things around here?
I don't know the answer to that.
I went down and looked for the one with your face on it, but it was sold out. As was mine. Pretty popular.
They only made one.
Haven't seen them actually at the ballpark, so I don't know where people are wearing them.
2-2 pitch. I shudder to think. That's close. Hey, almost a perfect play.
That was almost an ankle, too. Almost stepped back on it.
It's been a tough night for the attendants tonight. There have been some balls.
It's not an easy job, right? There's
whistle.
Everything coming down that direction is going to carry him off a wall.
And he doesn't want to tip. Look, the index finger is tucked into the glove, not out of the.
You don't want to give away anything. There's cameras everywhere.
2-2 pitch. Fermin looks that low. Yeah, the young lady down the line played a ricochet off the net, a ball that was 109 off the bat, but came away without incident. Little chopper hit toward third. Suarez throws on the run and just in time. How about that? You got a 7-run game, and you got Fermin busting down the line and almost beat out an infield hit on a routine grounder. And Ollie might take a look at this, but apparently he was out by millimeters.
Well, look, that's how Ollie has talked about his club. That's the way that he expects them to play. It is going hard all the time, right? When you have a young ball club, you don't ease into anything. I mean, you got guys that are hungry, that are fighting for reps, fighting for spots.
Jimmy Crooks. He'll always have a special place in his heart for the Reds. His first major league hit was a home run against Cincinnati. And Sam Moll. Tonight, he drew a bases loaded walk to drive in his second run. 2 balls, no strikes. Over but low. 3-0 your count. So fun to see more and more fans making their way to Busch Stadium. Yes, school is out. It's the weekends. That's awesome. The Rangers series was well attended. This one's going to be full of Cardinals fans as we face the Reds. Another walk. Victor Scott's coming up. And look, we hope, as we've been saying for the last couple of years, that you'll consider coming along and growing with this young Cardinal team.
Well, it's a young team that's earned it for sure. I mean, they go out there every day. They put everything they have into it, and certainly seeing it pay off for Ollie Marmol and for these young guys.
Victor's reached 3 times, and did that get him on the toe? I think it did. Another Cardinal batter is hit by a pitch.
94-mile-an-hour fastball, and it is right off the inside of that left big toe.
And as we know, Brad, there's only one thing more painful than that. And that's the chilly 5 ways.
Oh, boy, it definitely does hurt. 43 of them, though, leading all of baseball. Yeah, get you on base. I'm not sure you want to lead in that category, but any way you can do it, I guess.
Well, what a nice return for Lars Nootbaar. Couple of hits, an RBI. He scored a run. Leading off tonight in the absence of J.J. Weatherholt. Think about the possibilities of him in the middle of this Cardinals lineup if that's where Ollie decides to place him. Protection he could give Jordan Walker, for example. That might be a nice combo. Think about Burleson, Walker, Nootbaar for extended stretches in the middle of your order. We'll see how it plays out in the days ahead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Line to center. Dunn is there. He's got it. And that will retire the side. So we go to the 9th inning. Ollie's crew in command of game 1 against the Reds.
Lindell Bank, your local advantage.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Bob Costas, thank you much. We head to the 9th. It's all Cardinals. Noelvi Marte will lead off. Well, Hunter Dobbins' chance to pick up the win tonight. He has thrown terrifically in this game. 4 innings of 2-hit ball. That went off to our right, just out of reach. A ball and a strike for the Reds outfielder.
You're right. Dobbins has been very good. I also thought that Kyle Leahy, after that 3-run first inning, I thought he did a nice job of settling back in. But the Cardinals made the decision, instead of that him seeing this lineup the 3rd time around with the struggles that he's had in the past, they were going to go with the fresh arm of Dobbins to piggyback it. And boy, I mean, it's worked out quite well. Cardinals offense poured it on with a 6-run 6th inning.
Cincinnati scored the first 3 runs. The Cardinals have scored 10 runs unanswered. And for an offense that had fits and starts on this homestand, a game like this, I'm sure takes a lot of pressure off everybody, relieves some of it at least. And you hope they save a few more runs and hits for a quick turnaround game tomorrow. That one on a line to left, and it bounces in front of Nootbaar. Marte has the 3rd Reds hit against Hunter Dobbins, and their 8th of the game. Stevenson next. He's the Reds catcher.
Well, Dobbins looking for maybe the 3rd double play turned behind him tonight. He got Steer in the 5th inning. He was able to get Nathaniel Lowe. Maybe it's Stevenson's turn, who has grounded out twice today to second.
Cardinals win this game, they'll take a 2-1 series lead on the season series against Cincinnati, and the Reds haven't made it easy on themselves as that one hooks into left field. Back-to-back hits with nobody out. In 3 games against the Cardinals, Brad, the Cincinnati Reds pitching staff has issued 22 walks.
Boy, it is very difficult to win games like that. That is for sure. The walks showed up big time in this game for them. The pitching staff of the Reds walked 9 Cardinal batters.
First time the Cardinals have scored 10 in a game since April 30th. And bidding for their 17th comeback win tonight. But we're not there yet. Let's get Arroyo. He's reached base 3 times. He's walked twice and has singled once. What do you think?
About what?
The
Those
shoes? Yeah.
They're making a statement. What does it say? Not sure. Look good on him, though.
Out of play, 2 balls and a strike.
They remind me of the pair of shoes I believe I saw today. Tom Mee, our director, was wearing a pair very similar.
Yeah, and like Abner Uribe, he tucks the cuff of his pants under the back
Tom
heel.
does his jeans, yeah. Which I don't even think you need to do that with jeans. They would tend to stay down by themselves, but he makes sure of it.
2 balls and a strike. Well, you know, when you have a 26-inch inseam, you got to make sure that you cover the tops of your shoes with your.
It's a good call on that. It's hard to find those on the rack.
Those kids are dying to go out to right field, but it's gotten late. Rolled over towards second. One there. And that's all we get. First and third, 1 away. Arroyo trades places with Stevenson. And we go back to the top of the order. And Blake Dunn has had an impressive night. 2 hits. And again, that remarkable catch that robbed Jimmy Crooks of extra bases. 10-3, the Cardinals lead it in the 9th. What a luxury it is to have Hunter Dobbins stretched out as a starting pitcher to come in and, as you said, piggyback or maybe pitch 2-3 times a week, pitching multiple innings. That was a big key to the success of the Cardinals bullpen the last couple of years. But with the transition of Liberatore to the starting rotation, of Kyle Leahy to the starting rotation, those were bulk arms. Steven Matz now pitching in Tampa Bay. That was something they didn't really have the first 6-7 weeks of the season. And now they've got Dobbins appearing in long relief for the second time, and successfully so.
Very much so. And certainly his role a little bit different than those guys. They would go about 2. He's eating up 5 in this ball game. Who knows what the next one is going to look like for Dobbins, a guy that they certainly can envision in their rotation at some point. Now we go. Kids have been in. Dad's in.
Not sure Mom is. But yep. He did it.
Yeah, they've been razzing him the whole time. Dad, come on. Come on, Dad. Do it. We're doing it. You should do it. Who's going to see, everybody?
1-2 pitch, and he struck him out. So Dobbins trying to finish with a flourish. He's now thrown 72 pitches. In his outing against the Cubs, 3 2/3 innings, he went 61 on the pitch count.
Definitely, though, built up as a starter in the minor league, so 90+ pitches are the norm for him.
5 strikeouts for Hunter Dobbins. Boy, it'd be a fun night to pick a star of the game. You got a lot of candidates. Dobbins at the top of the list. Nootbaar certainly. Burleson with 4 runs scored. Jordan Walker, a 3-hit game. Another patented Cardinal team effort with a 7-run advantage. And good number of fans have stuck around there waving the shirts behind home plate. And now we're a strike away from Freebird at the ballpark. Most pitches Dobbins has thrown at any level this year is 91, so he's well within range. The 0-2.
Well, he showed Blade that split. He fouled it off. That one was off the plate away. I think we might see him run that fastball back at the top of the zone here. See if he can get the swing and miss and finish it off.
The 0-2. Back out of play. We'll try again. The pitch is in the dirt. Again, we try 1 and 2 for J.J. Bleday. He got him. What a way to finish. What an incredible performance for Hunter Dobbins. 5 shutout innings, and the Cardinals offense poured it on Brad and wins game 1 handily. 10-3 your final.
Chip, the Cardinals did everything they wanted to in this game. Surrendered 3 in the first, but punched right back. Welcome back, Lars Nootbaar. What a day it was for Jordan Walker as well. Walker 3-hit affair for him, a pair of doubles, and Fredberg is letting the flag fly out here. This is a great way to start a weekend series against the Reds.
So our Budweiser player and plays of the game, Lars Nootbaar. What a welcome back for him. A multi-hit game in his first of the season.
Yeah, infield single in the first inning for Lars Nootbaar. Then added the big double off the wall, an RBI in the 6th. I know it's been a long time coming for Lars Nootbaar, but a great first game back, and hopefully the first of many great things to come for Lars and the Cardinals.
So a chance for St. Louis with a little help from the Rockies to pick up another game in the divisional race. Could be 4 back when we kick things off tomorrow at 1:15 for the second game of this series. As we've said a couple of times, Matthew Liberatore and Nick Lodolo, a battle of left-handers, will match up in the middle game of the series. But tonight, team effort. Great to have a new face and an old friend back in the lineup, and he was awfully productive, Jim Hayes. That man is Lars Nootbaar.
2 hits for Lars Nootbaar tonight, also an RBI in his return. Lars, months of trying to get back to this point. Describe the emotion when you walked to the plate for the first time and you were introduced, and the crowd, everyone in the stadium yelled, "New."
Yeah, that was a cool moment. To be able to have the city behind you like that and the fans behind you, it means a lot. And, jogging out there for the first time in left field was cool. And they gave me, a big new when they announced left field, too. And so can't say enough about these fans, man. They mean the world to me.
For all the work you put in, you didn't have a ton of rehab games. So I got to ask you, played a long game out there. How are the wheels holding up?
The wheels are holding up much better than they would have been last year. And so, went out there and ran around a little bit. And this is probably the longest I've stood on my feet since the rehab assignment. I mean, probably, in 8 months. So glad I got the surgery because I'll be able to walk after this. But, yeah, man, I'm excited and I feel good.
I know you watched a lot of Cardinal games. I know you kept in touch with your teammates. But what are your thoughts about this ball club?
It's a really fun ball club, man. And, you see it on TV and you can kind of see it through the energy through the TV. So you just want to be a part of it. And, I had a little mishap in the first inning there. And, surely enough, these guys were there to pick me up. And so it's exactly what I've been watching. And, like you said, I've been talking to the guys, but it's a fun group to be with.
Last thing, I got to ask you about a recent addition, the Tarps Off crew. Thoughts?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I got a few text messages, more than a few, after it started to come out saying you're going to love this. And, man, it's great energy. And to be able to have the fans coming out and kind of rallying behind something, whether it's us or the guys in right field, it's awesome. And so we all love it. I love it. And so keep it going.
Welcome back.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, Chip.
Thank you, Jim Hayes. Welcome back, Lars Nootbaar. Hunter Dobbins, his first win as a Cardinal tonight. Brad, excellent work out of the bullpen.
It was fantastic from Dobbins top to bottom. That is a great Cardinal victory. Can't wait to see what Matthew Liberatore has in store tomorrow.
And I can't wait to see it for Game 2 of the series. Also can't wait for Mark Sweeney and the rest of our great crew, including Scott Warman with the Cardinals post-game show. That is coming up next.